On January 1st, 2025, I set myself the challenge to go from nothing to $10,000 as quickly as I possibly could using nothing but a high income skill and a framework to follow. No business model, get rich quick scheme, not SMMA, OnlyFans, not using my personal brand. It's like I'm in the jungle with nothing but the resources around me and a machete, that being my high income skill. And on February the 26th, just 56 days later, I completed the speedrun. And this video that you're about to watch is the entire documentary of how I did exactly that, showing you the ups and downs, tips and tricks of how I signed my first client, second, third and fourth, so on and so forth, using the same resources that both you and I have access to. And this video isn't going to be some dopamine-filled wet dream with loads of crazy sound effects and edits. In fact, it's practically got no editing in it whatsoever. And it's over 2 hours long because it's the raw reality of exactly what happened. And yes, I could have condensed it down into like a 10-minute video, but I would be doing you a disservice. So if you can't watch an honest, long, no BS detailed video where at the other end you'll have all the knowledge that you need to do it yourself, then this video wasn't made for you in the first place. But this way you can learn exactly how I did, what I did, when I did it, etc. So treat this video as like a playbook of how you can take any high income skill and turn it into a cash flowing business. So grab a pen and paper because it's genuinely worth it, and I hope you enjoy both my misery and my success. Roll the clip. Right, this is where it officially starts, the 0 to 10k speedrun challenge, series 2. So I'm currently at home, not in my typical office environment, but I've officially started it. It's currently January 2nd, and I'm actually starting to make progress on this whole speed run from nothing to 10k. Now, I put out a post on Instagram last week asking for people to choose a skill for me that I could actually go ahead with and use. And to be honest, I did want a skill with something like copywriting, something easy, right, where I didn't have to learn much about the skill, but I could just jump straight into selling it. But unfortunately, to my demise, the skill that was most liked, that people chose the most, was AI automation and AI chatbots. So that's what I'm gonna have to build an entire business around, a skill that I have no experience, no understanding in. But I've already made some progress. So I'm actually using the game plan document, this game plan document here. I've printed it out, the same game plan document that I use with all of my inner circle students, as you can see here, to start to map this whole process out and actually help me, narrow down on my skill, who I'm going to sell it to, what the problems are, the target solution, my offer, all this kind of stuff, right? And I've made some progress already. So the skill is AI chatbots. That's the skill that people chose for me. And I was like, okay, Jesus Christ, I'm just going to go ahead with it and do it. Now, in terms of the market, I had a really long think about the market. Who can I sell chatbots to? AI chatbots, like support bots and stuff like that. And I ended up landing on basically myself. I thought, would I need this skill? Would I need this service? And if so, how would I use it? And so I've landed on basically the idea of creating AI chatbots for coaches and course sellers, info product sellers, to put on their landing page to help them convert more and sell more. Because the problem that it solves is that when me as a prospect would land on this landing page thinking about buying this course, I may have questions I want to ask. I may have problems that I want to solve, and I'm not too sure if this product's mine. Let's say, for example, I sell a Discord community, or someone sells a Discord community. I land on their landing page. It looks really good. I like the testimonials. I like the idea of it, but I just don't know if it's for me. I'm not 100% convinced. This chatbot is going to be the thing where you can ask it questions and it will kind of like push it over the edge and help it with that whole process of like actually getting it converted and stuff like that. So the whole idea of the chatbot is to basically convert more through websites and landing page for coaches and course sellers and stuff like that. And I really like this idea because it's something I would use myself. The proof of concept is kind of there because of the fact that I would buy it. Someone came to me with this product and this service of like, hey, here's a chatbot, does everything for you, answers questions, it also gathers a lot of data and stuff like that. I would buy it. So I actually really like the idea of this business. I haven't yet mapped it all out here, but I will do. I've done a bit on like a digital front, but I really like the idea of it. I think it has a lot of potential. And this is something that, I've been having to think, what happens after the challenge? What happens after the 10K speed run and I make 10K? And I think this is a business that I can use and I can actually sell and keep going on. So potentially, I'll find someone to work with where I can kind of like detach myself from the operations and I just like act as a directing consultant or something, and they do all the operations, which could be cool. So this is where we jump into the trenches. Everything starts from here. And this is also not going to be an easy process because, I already run a business. I run a business that takes up all my time every single day. And to now start this challenge where I'm basically starting a brand new business, I've definitely shot myself in the foot a little bit here, but that's part of it. That's what we're jumping into. So yeah, progress so far. I'll come up with the idea. Skill, AI chatbots. Market, coach sellers, info product sellers, mentorship, communities, whatever it is. Problem that it solves, helping them convert more, helping them, answer questions from their prospects and stuff like that. I need to narrow it down a little bit more, but that's the 3 basics. Now I actually have a service. I have a service that I can sell, which means I can jump into the nitty gritty, start making some progress. I'll update you guys when I'm on the ground, I'm running. Right, ladies and gents, I'm now back in Manchester, back home, so I can really lock into this whole speedrun challenge. In the last clip, I mentioned that I'm building out a game plan for the whole thing, right? And the game plan is pretty much done, just to kind of show you guys what I'm actually working with this whole game plan. I'll kind of give you like an overview of kind of what the business is going to look like, the problem it's going to solve, the market we're targeting, all that kind of stuff, because this is the first initial step, right? Oh my God, my hair's a state. If you want to build a solid foundational business, the foundation all starts with a game plan. It starts with, okay, cool, where do I go from here? Let's build out the basics, and the essentials. So let me show you the game plan that I've currently built out. Now, it's not perfect, but it's got a rough overview, and I've got a to-do list on actually where I have to go from here, which is probably the most important part. It gives me some kind of guidance of like, right, this is the immediate next step that I need to go down. Let me find it. I just created one for myself. Here we go. So this is what we've got so far. And again, this is very brief, but it will give you an idea. So as you can see up here, AI chatbots, info products, core sellers, landing pages. That's the kind of skills involved. You can see who we're targeting. It's coaches and creators selling information, communities, high-ticket programs, mentorships, one-to-ones, fitness coaching. These are an example of the problems that these people have that are relevant to what I can solve. Elevator pitch, that's just a very, very basic one. It is, we help coaches and info sellers increase sales and conversion rates through implementing our fully bespoke 24/7 AI support bot without the need to lift a finger. Now, that isn't perfect. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest, but it will be improved. We've got a bit more about the service description as well, so kind of breaking down the individual skills that actually produce the result. Talking AI chatbots, train bespoke chatbots, website implementation, all this kind of stuff, and a few other ideas. And I've also got a to-do list of actually what I have to do from here in terms of the immediate next steps for this whole checklist thing. Okay, cool. So this is the current speedrun checklist, right? So as you can see here, we've got business name, offer and pitch, USP, website, domain, email, service delivery, pricing package, I don't even know if you can see that, pricing package, to market plan, target solution, and leverage points. These are the immediate things I need to tick off to make sure that I'm building out the foundations correctly. So immediate thing is actually the name. I have no idea of the business name, to be honest, but I'm about to ask ChatGPT. I've just basically said to it, help me choose a name for my business. I've given it some context as well on my business. I said for context, we build AI chatbots for coaches and core sellers to have on their website to help them convert more traffic, answer prospect questions, etc. So let me put that in and see kind of what names it gives me. Hopefully it gives me a bunch of names. You've got things like Engage AI, Bot Fusion, Prospect Pal. That's actually quite cool. Coach Connect AI, AI Coach Mate, Bot Savvy, Chat Alchemy, Quantum Leads AI, Smart Prompt AI. What I'll probably do, because the name doesn't matter too much until I can actually find that it's not being used by another company. The domain is available as well, and obviously I can create an email out of that, because I can take a name like, I don't know, Prospect Pal, right? That's fine, but when I actually search up, is there already an existing Prospect Pal and the domain's taken, I can't use it. And of course, I want to make sure that the business isn't taken as well. So I'm going to have a play around, try and choose a name, nail it on the head, and then that's like the first thing ticked off. And I'll obviously check to make sure that there's a domain available for that name. Then I can buy that domain, and then obviously we move on from there, which is cool. We can move on to the offer and the pitch and the USP, what makes me special and unique as a company. But yeah, I'll update you guys very promptly. Prospect.ai. Right, Prospect Power is taken, or it's $7,000 a year. Okay, so we've got a few here. We've got Bot Cipher, which I kind of like. Bot Cipher, cipher meaning kind of like to decode and understand and comprehend. I'm also trying to pick a name here that doesn't sound too botty. Like I don't want to do Carver Media. It's just shit. So something that it's almost like you can imagine a company having that name, like it's a proper company. Bot Cipher is quite cool, I think. I've also got one here, which is Chattronic, although saying it out loud doesn't sound that good. I could do Chat Cipher, see if that's taken. If that's not, I might take that. Chat Cipher AI, that's quite cool. I'm saying it too much now and it doesn't sound as good. Cipher Chat Cipher, I like that. It could be chatcipher.ai, or if I actually take out the AI, if there's like a .com version, that could be solid. Chatcipher.com is available, but for $4,000. No, thank you. Chatcipher.ai. I think that's quite good. Chatcipher is, I think. I mean, it makes it easy, right? And this is something, it's going to cost me $80 a year to buy this domain, which is absolutely fine. Chatcipher, I'll buy that domain later today, assuming no one buys it in the meantime. Fantastic. Now we've got to work on our offer and our pitch. Let's have some fun playing around with that. I've also got to do things like logo and stuff, which I completely forgot. Like add that in, logo. Right, so ladies and gents, it's been about an hour of me just kind of piecing everything together. I've got the business name, I've got the offer and pitch, I've got the USP, what actually makes me special as a company. I've also kind of done a voice memo on my sales pitch to kind of explain it as if I was talking to someone and kind of like selling them my product and stuff like that. I've done this all in my notes as well, just to get all of the basics out of the way, which I'm pretty happy with. Like the USP is pretty good. The offer and the pitch is pretty good. It's we help coaches and info sellers increase sales and conversions through implementing our 24/7 bespoke support bot on your landing page or website, allowing you to answer questions and convert more on autopilot. Yada yada yada, and that's quite a strong like USP, and it's kind of integrated into the sales pitch really nicely, which I'll play for you guys shortly. Anyway, now I'm onto the website, logo, domain, email, very very basic things that I just need to kind of get ticked off. And the website, it's one of those things that with the website, like this, the company that I want to build here, I want it, it's all about how you want it to be perceived, right? And you want to make sure that you're trying to pinpoint the kind of moving pieces within your company, right? And for me, for this business, the website, the way it kind of comes across, the way it's presented, and the kind of the message that it pushes across to people that will be looking at the website is incredibly important. As I'm trying to build a modern company around AI and it's all unique and woo-woo, I can't have a super basic kind of templated website that's just, rubbish and shit. So I'm going to build out a super basic templated website that's rubbish and shit, and basically spend a lot of time and effort on improving it, and possibly even pay someone to improve this website for me. Now with this challenge, I want to keep it to an absolute minimum to prove to you guys. Obviously, you can do it with an absolute minimum, but I'll kind of keep you updated throughout the process. With this website, I need to make sure it hits the nail on the head with it. I can't allow it to be like a shitty templated website. Otherwise, I'm just leaving myself open for failure, and for people to look at the website and go, Jesus Christ, was that built on, I don't know, Wix website builder or something, which it probably will be. So I'm going to build it out. I'll show you guys kind of what I put together, and then we'll look at improving and tweaking over time. Same thing goes with a logo. Like logo should be super simple, super sleek. I think I've got a good idea for that. Domain, that's obviously comes with picking the name, and an email that comes with a domain. And I've just got some other basics to do, and then we're kind of off to the races, and we can really start building out the foundations. Oh no, we have the foundations built out, and we can start looking at, right, where do we go from here? A big part of this business, to be honest, like the biggest part of this business, is going to be about making sure that the product is solid. Now, I have no experience with AI, chatbots, any of this, support bots, whatever it is, which does worry me a bit, because my last speedrun challenge that I did, I completed it quite quickly. I completed the whole thing in 37 days, got to 10K. The reason it was quite easy to do is because the service that I was selling, it was community building, right? So it wasn't something that required a whole lot upfront investment in terms of knowledge and making sure the product is incredible. Like the product was me building the community. With this, however, it's going to require a bit more upfront kind of like investment in terms of getting good at it and knowledge and stuff like that. So I'm still on the fence with whether I pause real quick. Look at this insane view. It's currently snowing in Manchester, so it actually looks lovely. Anyway, sorry, where was I? Oh, that's way too zoomed in. So yeah, it's going to require a lot upfront investment in my knowledge and in the product itself to actually make sure the chatbot I'm building out works and it's solid and it's like flawless and all that kind of stuff, which I'm a little bit worried about because I have no idea what I'm doing. So if I can't find a quick solution to this, if I can't find like an easy fix where it's like I can, create a tool or have a tool that's almost like whitelisted and white labeled, and I can basically just make it my own, I may have to look at working with someone else who understands chatbots very, very well. Lucky for me, I have a coaching program that basically teaches people how to turn their skill into profit. And within that coaching program, we have quite a few students that specialize with AI chatbots and stuff like that, and are building out their own ones for their own prospects, their own markets and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that is going to give me like that unfair advantage. And I don't really want to use that because I want you guys, again, to understand that you can do this yourself and you don't have to, I don't want to have an unfair advantage that you guys can't have. Like I'm not using my personal brand for this. I'm not using the leverage that I have. But because I'm going with quite a difficult skill and service, I've got to be smart about it. I can't allow this challenge to take 3 months because I've spent 2 of them getting good at the skill, And I recommend you do that 100%, but it's a speedrun challenge, right? I'm trying to do it as fast as I can. It's not a case of, challenge that I give myself 6 months to do. Otherwise, I could absolutely kill it, but, I'm putting myself under restrictions here and with limitations. So I'll let you guys know on that front kind of what I choose to do. I may even do a mix where I get advice from people with the understand the support bots and the chat bots, but obviously I build it out myself, again, to prove to you guys that it's something you can do yourself. But that's what I'm worried about at the moment. We'll see. Right, so we're now a few hours later. We're making some progress. I've just started on the website. I'll show you guys what it looks like working with at the moment. So chatcipher.ai, you can see up there, the only support bot that's custom built for your coaching business. Yet to put a video there. Grow your coaching business on autopilot by implementing our 24/7 fully bespoke AI support bot into your landing page to answer questions, solve problems, and most importantly, convert your leads into paying customers. And then I've got this cool banner that goes across. It says increase conversions, answer questions, solve problems. That's literally it so far. I mean, I've been working on this for probably 20 minutes. It's not hard to build a super basic landing page website. So that's what we've got so far. I'm also about to, sync that up, about to buy the domain as well. The domain is going to be not costly, but it's going to cost me 220 quid for 2 years, plus an email as well on top of that. So honestly, I would have ideally liked to get a cheaper domain that costs £7, $10 for a year, but this domain it's a bit more popular than most. So it's going to cost me 220 quid, which is about $270, I want to say, $60, which is all right for 2 years, plus email, which I'm just going to check out of that now. We're going to have the domain, the website. I'll make the logo probably in about an hour or so, which means we have all of these basics set up in probably the space of about 2 hours or something, which just goes to show you guys how kind of simple and quick you can actually do this. It doesn't take you weeks and weeks. I have a lot of students, bear in mind, that have to go through this process when they're setting up their business. And there's a very clear distinction between the people that allow themselves to take weeks and weeks and weeks to do this, buy a domain, build a website, get this basic shit sorted, as per to the people that literally do it in about 3 hours, over maybe a space of a day or two. It won't be perfect, and that's absolutely fine, but as long as you're willing to constantly improve on it, that's all anyone can ask for. So that's where we're at the moment. I've got to get my card, pay for this domain, and then we're going to move on to the next step. Right, ladies and gents, we are back at it, another day in the trenches. Currently, just to give you guys an update of where we're at the moment, website is pretty much done, or the basics of it are done. Domain, email, logo, everything is pretty much sorted, the foundations of setting up the website, which means the business, which means now I've got to dive into the nitty gritty. That was the kind of the cutesy bootsy bit of what logo should I choose, and how should I design my website? Now it was the shit I have to get into. So obviously I'm building AI chatbots, right? I want to create a template for bespoke AI chatbots for coaches to put on their website and landing page. Now, the biggest bottleneck there is number one going to be my knowledge, and number two going to be how the hell do I even train up a chatbot and do all this kind of stuff. So I've been doing my research to try and find I was just going to reach out to one of my students and be make a chatbot for me, teach me how to do it, but I feel like that's an absolute cop out. So I'm going to go from the very, very basics and learn how to do it myself. So I've been going through a bunch of different websites where they're chatbot builders, right? AI chatbot builders, where you can build your own. And I found a website where you can actually build your own, but also whitelist that out to other people, right? So you can almost build your own or create them for other people basically and whitelist them so they come from behalf of you, if that makes sense. So I can go to John and say, hey John, you need a chatbot. And John goes, yeah, cool, give me a chatbot. And I basically go, all right, so I speak to this website, I create one using their softwares, their tools, all this kind of stuff, and I pass it over to John, right? And I train their AI on behalf of John, and obviously he reaps the rewards. So I've got a website now, or a tool software that I'm using, which looks pretty cool, to be honest. Step numero uno is to actually learn how to use it properly. And the best way I think I'm going to be able to do that is by creating an AI chatbot for myself, right? For my own landing page, my own website, because number one, if I can do it for myself, it means I can do it for other people. I can find the holes, the gaps, where things work, where things don't. And also if I can do it for myself and I get a good result with it, that's good proof of concept, right? That I can show to other people and be like, this is exactly what you can have. I've done it myself. This is what it did for me, yada, yada, yada. But to actually train an AI chatbot, I'm just going to walk and talk To train an AI chatbot, I basically need to feed it a bunch of information, right? Let me track my face. Feed it a bunch of information about my coaching business, what I do, how it works, as much information as I possibly can feed it, because the more information I can give this AI chatbot, the better it's going to be able to answer bespoke questions, right? And solve problems and all that kind of stuff. Basically be an employee human. I want to feed it as much information as possible. That's going to take a lot more work than I think, or I thought, because it means I need to create a PDF with everything inside it, everything about my business, every question to be answered, every bit of information, every problem to be solved, FAQs, the whole lot, which is going to be fun. So that is my current immediate next step, is training up a chatbot for myself, for my own business, that I can use as a kind of template and base of what I'm going to build on top of. So that's where I'm at currently. I've got all the basics set up. I need to actually get good at the skill and be able to sell the skill and turn the skill into a service, which means I need to basically get insanely good at creating a chatbot, and this is a way to do it. So I've just created a blank PDF to train chatbot, and I'm going to try and fill up this PDF with literally 50, 60 pages of information to give to this chatbot, so that it just has so much to go off and it can answer any questions, solve any problems. And when it can do that, happy days. That means, it will work basically. And I can start training it even more by throwing questions at it, asking it specific things, asking it things that, chances are there'll be people that have these questions, prospects, potential customers, this kind of stuff. So that's the mission at the moment. Train up this chatbot and really understand how to use it and get good at it. Luckily, I found that the tool I found is basically no code. So I don't actually have to code within the chatbot, because I have no idea what I'm doing if it comes to coding. But yeah, hopefully this drag and drop thing works nicely. I can whitelist it, white label it, and sell it effectively, which I think should be good. And if I can really push my messaging and I'll push my USP of being it's a chatbot for coaches, specifically tailored, I think that would do really nicely. But I'll keep you guys updated of how this PDF building goes, because I feel like it's going to be horrible. I've got to go through the depths of the depths. I'll let you know. Right, it's been a few days later since the last clip I took, because I'm currently actually out in New York City, which you can kind of see there, not really, kind of see the buildings, which means I haven't been able to speed run as much as I would have liked to with the speed run challenge, but I'm kind of working my way through it. And we have made some good progress actually, because on the flight here, our flight was basically delayed. It took us 2 days to travel, what should have been about 8 hours. But anyway, that aside, in the airport, whilst I had so much downtime, I was able to make some really cool progress on the chatbot, because that was my kind of immediate fear and immediate next step. How do I actually build a good product that I can sell? And I've pretty much I've got the basics of it, right? At this point, I've trained the chatbot on the flight to the 8 hours that the flight was delayed and I was sat on a plane for. I was able to actually fill out 10, 15, 20 pages of a PDF that I could upload to this chatbot and fill it with so much information about the Skill to Profit in a Circle program and about my program, to try and kind of train it and see if it could actually spit that information back out at me in kind of an orderly fashion, right? Where I asked it a question, okay, how do you do this? Or why should I join the Inner Circle program? And it will actually explain to you why you should join it. So if this chatbot's on a landing page and someone's on it and thinking, I'm in two minds whether I want to join this program, and they can ask the question, why should I join the program? And the chatbot can convince them. That's such an incredibly powerful tool that is used. And we pretty much got that set up, kind of. I say kind of because I got to train it quite a bit more, but I've got the basics set up. At the moment, my laptop's kind of dead, so I'm going to go down to the lobby, charge it up of this hotel, and then I'm going to show you guys kind of actually what I've done and how it's working so far. And I can customize the interface, I can customize everything, the responses. It auto integrates with Google Gemini, I think it's called Google Gemini, ChatGPT 4, Claude, a few other AI tools that you can use. So it can actually take information from the internet as well, which is awesome, because it means it can also educate the person that's on the landing page. If I'm joining a landing page and let's say it's an Amazon FBA offer, right? And I'm kind of wanting to ask myself, why should I join Amazon? Why should I try Amazon FBA if I'm about to buy someone's program? I can ask it the question around Amazon FBA. It can use the data from the internet and everything to basically help fill in its answer and make sure the answer is legit and it makes sense and it's kind of flowing, all that kind of stuff. And at the moment, my whole kind of process with the chatbot is to train up its tone of voice and the way it responds and its creativeness and stuff like that, to make it sound like it's natural. It's a tool, it's not a robot, but it's almost like a conversation you're having with a person. So that is the focus at the moment. I'm really excited to get that set up and proper running and seamless, which is cool. I'll show you guys that once I've got it set up. I need to also like pay for a few things and programs, all that kind of stuff. But all you need to know is progress is being made, which is really exciting. So I'll show you guys how that's all set up, what it looks like and stuff like that. And then after that, like once I have a product, an MVP, right, a minimum viable product that I know works, I'm going to put it on my own website, put it on my own landing page, make sure it actually works, make sure it can collect data, collect leads as well. And then I can actually focus on things such as lead generation and outreach and getting that ball rolling, which is, again, another really exciting step forward. Another day in the office, we are back. It is Monday the 13th of January, so we are officially 13 days into this whole speed run, 10K speed run kind of thing. And yeah, it's going well at the moment. It's going all right. I'll be honest, it's far harder than the last speed run was, just because of the fact that it's such a more demanding and kind of detailed and annoying skill, let's say, that you like really have to learn and get really good at and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it stressed me out a little bit just because I mean, I feel like there's a pressure on me, right, to try and complete this speed run as quick as possible and try and get there as quickly as possible, because I did it last time, right, and I got very lucky last time, don't get me wrong, and I'm just kind of worried that, you know, if it takes longer than 37 days this time, what's that going to make people think? That I can't do what I'm preaching? But then again, I suppose it's like a case of, you know, when you build something really solid and foundational, you really want to make sure that you're putting in the necessary time that it requires and it deserves. Anyway, sharing with you guys where we're at. Everything is pretty good, to be honest. I'm just stressing out a bit about the bots and making sure it's super top quality, because I come from a coach's perspective where I know what people in this industry want and they like and they hate and all this kind of stuff. And I want to make sure that this bot that I can create is one of those things that they love. And it's quite difficult to do, to be honest. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what my next steps are. Now I have a Miro board here that I'll just kind of like bring you guys to. As you can see, I've got the 0 to 10K speedrun to do. So currently we've got a lot of stuff set up, to be honest. Like, I'm happy with everything. I've also made it so this bot can now collect leads and everything, which is really, really sick. So it can like collect all the leads it needs to collect, and it can feed that back out to people, right? So like, you know, someone can land on my landing page website and they could ask a question. Maybe the bot doesn't know the answer to the question, but it says, hey, let me put you in contact with a team member. They collect the lead, and then the coach would then have this lead to reach out to, push them to their team, appointment setters, whatever it is, which is really cool, because now it's not just a bot, but actually it's a tool to actually help them grow their business. I mean, it was originally, but you know, these features just make it so much better. Let me just show you the website as well, so you can kind of see what it's pieced together. So as you can see, you've got support here, you've got capture, you've got convert, and that's the kind of like main three pillars of what I'm building here. Support, help the bot support people on the page, it's generally a support bot. Capture is in capture leads, and then convert, because the bot has like a, you know, I've trained it up at this point so that its main focus is to convert people. You know, its main focus is to try and sell people on the thing that, you know, the coach's product, whatever it is. So let me show you guys where we're at in terms of the to-do list. So this is where our current to-do list is at. So you've got completely finished your website. That's just something I need to kind of tick off, complete. So I'm, you know, happy days. I'll zoom in a bit there. Next is to implement the chatbot on my own website and use it as a case study. Now, this is something I want to do to make sure obviously it works fantastically, and then I'm going to use myself kind of as a case study, because I think that that's still fair. You know, I'm still, although I am using my presence as leverage, I'm not using it as if I am the person that's reaching out. You know, this is what I would do anyway. Like if you're just starting with a skill and you want to get good at that skill, I would recommend you offer your service for free to someone so that you can get that case study, kind of prove your own worth and stuff like that. So I'm able to speed run that step and kind of like skip that step because of the fact that I'm going to use myself as a case study. Anyway, yeah, implement the chatbot on my website, use myself as a case study. Next after that would be to buy and customize an Instagram account to outreach from, because I'm not using my own personal brand on Instagram. I am going to buy a Instagram account and just brand it with the company website. And to be honest, I would also, you know, if you are not reaching out from a personal account, I recommend you buy an account, because the actual process of building up an account from scratch is hell. So buy an account with followers, and then you can kind of customize it to your own branding. I wouldn't recommend that if it's a personal brand, but obviously if it's a business account, you're trying to get it off the ground, like that. It's worth it. Warm up emails and write email outreach scripts. That's the next bit, because my main process of actually acquiring leads is going to be for email outreach and social media outreach. That's the kind of whole approach that I'm taking, and therefore I need to warm up the email. I need to make sure I do everything correctly. And the good thing is that I can kind of go through my own training to do this, which is quite cool. My own training on the email outreach, all this kind of stuff and scripts. And I feel like I'm on the ball with that, which is great. After that is then to focus on lead generation. I'm going to get about 1,000 coaches, 1,000 leads that I can start to reach out to, nurture, all this kind of stuff. Obviously within the space that I'm actually looking to target. And then is to build out a pipeline, my service delivery, as in what does my delivering of my service actually look like. I've got to onboard people, I've got to collect data, collect information, understand their outcome, what they're looking for, this kind of stuff, and then make a Stripe account. So that's my kind of to-do so far. It's not too in-depth, but it's just like my next 10 steps. It will take me the next couple of days. Website, chatbot, implement it, use myself as a case study, buy Instagram account, customize it, warm up emails, focus on lead generation, build out my pipeline, which is a super, super important one, and then make a Stripe account. And after doing all those kind of things, I'm pretty confident I'm like at the next step, because at that point I can then actually start doing my outreach. I can then actually start throwing out my offers, start jumping on sales calls, which is good because I'll have the product, I'll have the offer, I'll have the service delivery, I'll have the whole like ICP, the whole USP, everything like that, which is great. So then it's actually time to put all of that through the processes that I teach within the inner circle. Obviously, you're kind of fingers crossing that it'll work. And then, from that point onwards, we hope, we pray, we take sales calls, we have chats with conversations with people, and we start collecting cash. Right, so apart from a few kinks to iron out, just some like basic bits and bobs to do with like the flow of the conversations and stuff like that, I've implemented the chatbot on my website. So when you now go to my website, my landing page, and you kind of go through a few of the steps, you've got a little buddy there, bottom right, that will have a chat with you and help you answer your problems, which is, again, when I built this, when I set out to build all of this, I wanted this. Like, this was something I wanted on my website, and I was like, if I want it, there's going to be other coaches that want it as well. Which is insanely cool. So we have it like set up, like it's on the website, it's live, it does its thing. Apart from, again, a few kinks, we're good, we're making movements. So now I can put that on my website, I can use myself as a case study because I have it on my website and it works, it's flawless, all that kind of thing almost. We're making moves, bro. What I'm trying to say is that the skill is set. I'm confident with the skill. I know I can deliver it for other people. So now we move on to the outreach. Speaking to people, making money. Let's go. Right, so currently I'm in the process of buying an Instagram account because I can't do outreach obviously from my own account on Instagram because then I use my personal brand. So I need to buy an Instagram account with like some kind of a following, so that I look more legit and stuff like that to these people. So currently I'm on like a Instagram account marketplace by the looks of things. It's called Social Tradia, as you can see up there. And I'm pretty sure the way it works is you just like shop around for like themes of accounts or categories, as you can see here. You just, I guess, choose one. It will tell you how many followers they have. And then obviously you just got to find a good deal where it's like, the right amount of followers for the right amount of money. And also you can select by up here. I'm going to go for an account with like around 10K followers, I want to say. To be fair, 8.4K followers, not too bad. I think that, again, this isn't like, it isn't to get a blue check mark or anything like that. It's literally just as a little bit of kind of social proof. As per to reaching out to people from like an account of 0 followers. I wouldn't recommend you do this if you are going to grow off organically, but if not, it's worth doing if you're just trying to like speed run it or something. And again, I'm not looking to grow the account. I'm just looking to have something there. Okay, 9.1K followers, cat theme page for $200. And then what you do is you like submit an offer. So I can just submit an offer and say, hey, this is what I offer for your account, hear back from them. And then fingers crossed we get a good deal. So I might actually reach out to this 9.1K followers, $200, 170, 80 quid for an account. It's not too bad. And again, I want to spend as little money as here possible. And I wouldn't, like, you don't have to use that at all. But I might buy this one now, because I'm going to revamp the whole account anyway, so it doesn't even matter what's on it. I can buy a food account, I can buy a pet account, I can buy a travel account. Again, it's literally just for a bit of social proof. So let's see what we can find. I'll let you guys know. As part of like stress testing the bot and making sure the bot actually works and it kind of does what it's supposed to do, I've actually messaged my inner circle members who obviously I coach. I've sent them like the link to the bot and I've told them to like just stress test the shit out the bot and like ask it questions and stuff like that to make sure that I can kind of identify where the bot messes up or where it slips up or whatever it is. So that currently I'm going through what it's basically said. What it said to people, how it's like answered questions and stuff like that, and they have seemed to be they seem to have been stress testing the shit out of it by the questions they're asking it. They're asking it what its favorite breed of cat is, like what the hell have they asked it to do? They asked the bot to talk like Yoda. Okay, so like the Skill to Profit Inner Circle is Henny, a powerful training program, is to monetize your skills, your cash flow in business, build you shall. They will provide a step-by-step framework to help you scale your business. Yes, queen. Oh my God. This is a mistake. I think I'm just going to stress the bot out too much and it's going to like snap in half. They asked it to speak like a sassy Yoda. Oh my God. Someone asked it what the meaning of life is. Because I can see here, I can see the responses of what people have put in, like the chat logs. So I can like go, I just put it in the chat, so people have been just spamming it over the past like 25 minutes. But let's say I go on this one. Can you tell me about the inner circle but in the voice of Yoda? Now in the voice of gay Yoda. Maintain the gayness but include speaking style of Yoda. Right, so I have basically bought an account. Well, not necessarily bought it yet, but I have submitted tried to purchase an account on the on this marketplace. I've got an email saying to wait for my invoice, which will be sent soon, as you can see there. So hopefully I'll get this invoice through shortly, so I can actually purchase this account. And then from there, I'll have an account, I can deck it out, I can customize it to the branding and stuff like that. Funny thing is, I don't even have a logo yet. It's kind of just the text on the screen. So I need to get that sorted. After that, we would have finished the website, implemented the chatbot on my own website as a case study, bought and customized the Instagram account, and then need to warm up my emails and write my outreach scripts. But lucky for me, I'm in the inner circle, which means I can just contact our outreach coach and he can basically write the scripts for me, which is solid. Again, that's something like everything I'm doing here with this journey, trying to build this business as quickly as possible. I'm using everything I'm doing and using and learning is from the inner circle, right? It's from my own coaching program. I'm just taking everything from there, such as the outreach, right? I'm going to be using my outreach scripts that are inside the inner circle and utilizing our outreach coach to just write them for me. I'll give him a call and just tell him what we need and he'll like draft them up straight away, and then I can just start my outreach like that. I'll mess around with a few different offers and different kind of approaches, and then from that point we should have everything we need to do some lead gen and then just start outreaching, which is exciting stuff. Right, it's been a couple of days since our last update. In the meantime, I had the Inner Circle event. Roll the clip now. But I'm back at it anyway. So at the moment, just to give you guys kind of like an update, I've got my new mic stand as well. Look at that. Just to give you guys an update. Obviously, I built the chatbot for the Kaizen website, right? But the problem that I realized is that that's fine and all. But what I've really needed a chatbot for is for the actual website. Chat Cypher website, right? Because if I don't have a chatbot for the Chat Cypher website, it's like, why in the world should someone trust me to build chatbots if I can't do it for myself? And I think that's like a lesson for you. No matter what business you're building, you want to make sure that you can position yourself as the expert within that field. If you're a website builder, for example, a website designer, you need to have the most incredible website there is that makes someone look at it and go, here's my money, take my money, I want what you've got. If it's social media growth, you need to be able to show them social media growth that you've previously done that blows them out of the water, no matter what it is. Like, you need to be able to do that. Same thing goes with, I don't know, if your service, for example, is helping companies with ads, yeah, you need to be able to kind of like attract them through the ads that you run. You need to position yourself as the best in the field that you're trying to help them with. And that's what I realized with this chatbot, is that it's going to need building a chatbot, but unless I can basically position myself as the person that has a chatbot on their website, it's always going to be a bit difficult. So here I am at the moment, kind of like building out the chatbot for Chat Cypher. It's a little bit more difficult just because of the fact that I don't have as much information about it. And when I'm working with coaches and stuff, ideally, right, they're going to have a bunch of information about their product. I can kind of take it and tweak it and break it up into segments, blah, blah, blah. Chat cipher is all coming from my head. Like, I don't have that much information about it. There's not much there. So this is interesting, but let's kind of see if it works where we're at the moment. So chat cipher. Let's see what we've got. What is chat cipher? I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not lying. That's good. I need to do some tweaking with it and like design and stuff like that, but it's not a bad start. It can answer questions. It knows what chat cipher is, which is good. Otherwise, I'd be very, very worried if it wasn't. So I'm going to tweak this, edit this together, give it some kind of like commands and stuff like that. Similar to what I've done with the Kaizen bot. And then, yeah, I'm going to kind of speed run this process of like training it up because I just need to get it live. I need to get it out there. I need to get it existing. Right, ladies and gents, another day, another dollar, as they say, apparently. Anyway, just going to kind of show where we're at the moment. So I've got the outreach scripts written, so everything is done. I know that's kind of like how I start every single clip, but everything is on the way, being done. I've written out the outreach scripts, which I will show you guys shortly, but I don't want to just show you a bunch of scripts and you guys be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm just going to copy those scripts and, you know, it's not going to work because I've got a completely different ICP, all this kind of stuff. But the aim of the game of all these scripts, just so you can see here, I've split it up into 5 emails. So email 1 or 4 emails, email 1, email 2, email 3, email 4, and then here I've just got like a DM script, as you can see here. Now the reason I've only got one DM script is because through the majority of, the only tool I can use when it comes to DM is Instagram. Because if I use my LinkedIn, it's going to use my personal brand, and that kind of ruins the whole point of the challenge, right? So I've got to use Instagram, but the problem is that you can only send one DM until people approve your message. So I've only got one DM written at the moment, and I'm just going to kind of split test that one DM. And now these 5 scripts that I've written aren't final, because it is going to be a game of split testing and seeing what works and tweaking and stuff like that, and also subject lines, tweaking the shit out of them. But I've got a starting point, which is super, super helpful, which I'm going to go ahead with. Now, I'll be honest, right? I'm quite out of date when it comes to outreach. Like, I haven't done any email outreach for ages since I ran my agency, probably about 9 months ago now, probably about a year ago, actually. So I'm out of date. And that's a problem because of the fact that I'm out of date, I don't really know what works, what the new methods are, what the new strategies are, all this kind of stuff. And that is, yes, a problem. But the good thing is that although I am, of course, starting from zero, that's the whole idea, I do have a tool that I'm going to use to basically help me kind of excel my progress a little bit when it comes to outreach specifically. And that tool being our outreach coach inside of the inner circle. So inside the inner circle, we have an outreach coach that's like dedicated to outreach, new methods, strategies, and basically putting them all together. And as you can see here, just to kind of show you guys inside the actual course, this, let me preview it as a user actually, our outreach section, right? So if you just look here, you've got like 4 hours worth of outreach and cold email information there, Q&As, loads of different modules going over different bits. But what I'm trying to show you is that this here is going to be an absolute gold mine. This is Ollie, our outreach coach, lovely fella there. And there's like an infinite amount of information and wisdom here, which is fantastic. But this guy is going to save me a lot of failure, a lot of time, a lot of trial and error, because I'm going to basically watch the course within my course to learn cold outreach again. Because a lot of changes with cold outreach, like it's not how it used to be, where you can just use one email, warm it up, send out emails, and just kind of keep your fingers crossed. Like, no, people like these companies are getting more strict with like GDPR regulations, all that kind of stuff. So you've got to be smart with it. You've got to use multiple accounts and warm them up individually, all this kind of stuff. So I'm going to go through this outreach course, refresh my mind on outreach, and all the new methods and stuff like that, and I can actually start it. And that also includes the tools to use and stuff like that. Another big part is lead generation, right? Actually generating the leads. So I was gonna just go and generate leads. Now I use a method called the Upwork method when it comes to lead generation, which is basically posting a job on Upwork for freelancers to generate me a shit ton of leads and basically say, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want, find me people within this category, this kind of, this ICP essentially. The problem was that I didn't actually have an ICP written out, so now I've also written out my ICP, which is basically the
what's unique about who I'm trying to target, what are the specifics about who I'm trying to target. So for me, I'm going for coaches, right? Typically it'd be make money online niche. They must be selling info, communities, high ticket programs, mentorship, could be one-to-one fitness coaching. They must have at least 20,000 followers, because it doesn't matter how good my AI chatbot is, if they don't have any traffic to bring to the AI chatbot, to their website, it's not going to work. So they must have at least 20,000 followers and sell some form of coaching. Could be business coaching, could be mentorship, could be anything. And also they must have a landing page of some kind. That's kind of what my requirements are for a lead for me to go, that's a good lead, I can use them. So I'm going to now post a job on Upwork. I'll show you the job description and stuff and what I write, where I'm going to basically be, grabbing leads and asking freelancers to get me a shit ton of leads. I'm probably going to get about 1,000, to be honest, 1,000 coaches in the make money online space, because I need to do this fast, because it's a speed run. I can't just like take, 100 coaches and just try and nurture them up and kind of like, ridge them up with my outreach, because I can't use my personal account either. That's where we're at the moment. So next step is to generate leads, go through the outreach module, refresh my mind and my brain and my memory on outreach, generate leads, put everything into play, start warming up the relevant emails, all that kind of stuff. And also I'm having a massive hiccup at the moment with the Instagram account. So as you guys know, I bought an Instagram account because I needed to speed up the process of actually having an Instagram account to reach out to or from. Otherwise, I wouldn't have anything to reach out with because I'm not using my personal brand. There's a problem with that. Of course there is. The Instagram account that I bought, essentially I bought it for a marketplace, and what they do in the marketplace is someone lists their account, and then I say I want that account, and then this company reaches out to the person that listed the account and says, hey, someone wants to buy your account, blah, blah, blah. And then this person has to basically say, okay, cool, here's my account details, give me the money. The account that I bought, basically, they've just gone AFK. They've gone MIA, inactive, all this kind of stuff. So now I need to find another account to buy, this company's doing wonders. Like, they get back to me on emails and helping me with another account, all this kind of stuff. But now I'm waiting, as you can see here, get back to me. I'm initiating a new order right now. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So I haven't actually got an Instagram account yet, which is annoying because I need to revamp it and redo it and stuff like that before I can outreach to. Yeah, this is definitely going slower than I would have wanted it to. Some of it is within my control. Some of it is without. I mean, I've had a busy old week. I've got a lot of stuff to do. Like, if you look at my whiteboards around me, right, these are like my to-do lists I've got to do. And that's alongside doing this. That's like growing my actual business. So it's going to take some time, but we'll get it done. Right, so we've just posted our job on Upwork to attract some freelancers. That is a new bruise I've obtained from a mate, so that's going to be with me for the next week or so. Anyway, just posted our job literally, as you can see here, 11 minutes ago. And now I'll share the source of what I actually posted in job post for you to see. But as of already, we've currently got 9 proposals to go through. So we posted a job, we've got 9 people that are basically proposing that they can do the work. Now, not all of these people are going to be perfect, very rarely, and many of them are going to be perfect. And I've also got some messages down here of people that I like invited to the job. But this is just showing you the power of the Upwork method and how it works and how you're able to like acquire leads so incredibly quickly by just paying people to do it for you, essentially. That looks really bad, oh my lord. So let me show you the job post. Let me show you what I actually said. So the whole idea is that we are seeking a lead generation specialist to help us compile data on finance and fitness coaches who offer info product programs and courses/communities. The ideal candidate will have experience in market research and lead generation with a proven track record of targeting specific niches, as well as an understanding of social media. Now, that's important, the understanding of social media, which I'll tell you in a minute. You'll be responsible for creating a list of potential leads, ensuring the accuracy and relevance of this information provided. If you have a keen eye for detail and a passion for helping coaches grow their business, we want to hear from you. So the coaches bit wasn't really relevant. That's what AI actually put in, but I wanted to kind of test AI with the job post. And to be honest, as I've literally just shown you, we've now already got, you can't see that, already got 11 proposals, which means these are people that want to do the work. And now it's a game of filtering through them until essentially I can find someone that like ticks the most amount of boxes. And I'm like, yeah, they will probably be best suited for the job. So I'm going to go through these people. Once I find someone I like, what I'll probably do is ask them to like do a mock-up of like companies, right? And be like 5 coaches that they think I'm looking for. If it's a yes, if the lead list they give me, like the trial one is good, I'll hire them. Typically, I'll be paying anywhere from like 10 cents to the maximum end 20 cents per lead, which means I can get 1,000 leads for about $100. It's pretty good if you ask me. So I'm going to filter through some people now.
I'll find the perfect person. I'll tell you why I chose the freelancer that I chose for the job, depending on what they've said, because there's quite a few different factors that you've got to kind of look at before you just say, yeah, this person's perfect for the job. And then I'll run you guys through it, hire them, show you what the whole process is like. Also, something I find incredibly useful to do with these freelancers is typically when they apply for your job and they're like, yeah, I can do this, it's always worth sending them over like an example of what you're looking for. So here I've just said a very simple example, just attach their Instagrams out of efficiency, and I've sent them like 4 examples of kind of like what I'm looking for, 4 different coaches and stuff like that, which helps massively. It's well worth doing it. I mean, it takes you about 5 minutes, but it saves you hours and hours in the future of them messing up and getting it wrong and stuff like that. So it's well worth sending an example. Also, I didn't realize I didn't show you guys, but I finally like launched a website properly. Show you where it's at. So have a look up here. If I go cipher.ai, you see it pops up right there. And there it is. So I need to upload a video there, which is going to be like a demo, and I'll upload that demo once I've got all these leads sorted. But very simple, very straightforward. Go down there, got some info, why us. Again, I didn't spend that long on this website, but it's there and it works. FAQs. If you want to get started, you just fill out like a very simple, straightforward form. It probably will be a Calendly link. In fact, it'll probably stay as a form because I don't want people to see a Calendly link, because the problem is that they'll see loads of open slots on it, right? And that doesn't give a good message that you're busy or you're not busy. So typically I don't really like to give it up that I am that busy, if you know what I mean. Oh, in fact, even better. Let me show you guys another update on the website. How do I publish this? On the site, you got my you got the website here, right? But you've also got the very own Chat Cipher AI bot at the bottom, as you can see there, which means I've got an AI of my AI on my website, which is very cool. And again, you can ask any questions. How do I get started? It will then, to get started, blah, 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 fill in this information, capture leads for me, and I can reach out to those leads. Happy days. See, it's all kind of coming together now. Okay, I've got a response from a freelancer. Just sent me over like an example. So I sent him over an example. He said yes. I said, I want to see an example from you. He sent me over this, and then this will also be a tell whether there's someone I choose to work with. So you've got 4 guys here. I'm assuming they're all fitness people. He hasn't really aligned with the tables I sent him, but we'll have a look. So Instagram URL, see if he kind of falls into the category of what I'm looking for. So I've got to look forward. Do they have a landing page? Become a client, book a call. Go straight to book a call. Not really. I'm looking for. Doesn't really have a landing page. This person, I'm assuming they're a fitness person. Yep. Let's see if they have a landing page. I'm assuming probably no. They do. Yeah. Not bad at all. Not bad. That can work. Let's have a look at another example. Ideally, he sends me some money creators as well, because these are all fitness people. So let's have a look, see if he sends me some money creators. So no, these are all fitness people so far. Isn't really what I'm looking for. Possibly not. I don't think this guy's got the memo, annoyingly. But that's it, we move on to the next. Some do, some don't. Right, after a long time coming, we finally have the Instagram. Like I said in the last one, we almost had the Instagram, and then the person who actually had the Instagram never got back to us and actually gave us the Instagram. But now, let me show you what we officially have the Instagram, as you can see here. So it's called Motivation Today. Obviously, this will be changed. What I'm looking at, you can see it there, is the followers and the following. Low following, good. Decent high followers, good. So I'm basically going to revamp this account, which has just got a bunch of like motivational posts. Aren't they? Some of this stuff is weird, man. I was looking for it earlier, like, what the fuck? What is going on there? Never be afraid to treat people the way they treated you. You simply have to accept that demons are a part of you. Speak only if it improves upon the silence. This is like some proper like, pay attention to when and why people want to talk to you. Like Peaky Blinders, deep edits, crazy. Anyway, we're going to basically revamp this account, get rid of all this content. I can't do it all at once because Instagram will flag it because there's been basically a new login in a different location. If I just wipe everything, they'll flag it as, right, someone was just hacked into this account and wiped everything. So I've got to like archive the post bit by bit, but I can start to do the profile picture, the name, all this kind of stuff. As you can see here, I've got full access, so I'll change this to Chat Cipher. I'll actually see if I can get the name Chat Cipher. Chat Cipher. Oh, it's done it. Amazing. Chat Cipher. So I'll change the name as well to Chat Cipher. Yes. Amazing. Okay, cool. So now we'll change the profile picture. I'll let you know, let you guys know once the account's like being revamped and updated. This is my business phone as well, so I've got 2 phones. This one is just going to be for the speedrun and stuff like that. I'll probably switch to a professional account as well and get some stuff going on here. I'm going to like remove the bio, get rid of all this shit. Again, I don't really care who's following me. It's just about the followers. So I'll get this all redone. But it's exciting, like the progress is slowly being made, and it also means like an outreach through this account, which is huge. Having the little social proof that it has is super important because it just means people are going to trust it much more, which makes my life easier. These posts, they're so funny. Sometimes later becomes never. Do it now. What the hell? I want to keep some of these, you know. It's got aura. Right, ladies and gents, just a quick update from the last clip I gave you guys, which was on the Upwork, right? So we have officially now hired a freelancer to start lead scraping, which is awesome. I said I was going to kind of show you guys, you know, what process I went through to actually hire someone and how I decided whether they'll be suited or not. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown. So I had conversations on Upwork with about 5, 6, 7 people, and what I basically asked them was, I had the conversation with them. I basically said, cool, here's an example list of the leads that I want. 3 leads, you can get the idea, get a grasp very, very quickly. Fine, done. I then basically said, cool, can you send me, like, after you look at that and you really understand what I'm looking for, can you send me back like 2 or 3? I think I asked for 4, 2 fitness coaches and 2 like make money online coaches. So I know that you're clear on exactly what I'm asking. That very quickly helped me identify who was suited and who wasn't, like very, very quickly, because I can see by the leads whether they understand the mission or they don't, and they just get it or they don't. And again, I said this before, but I'll say it again. Let's put the camera here. I'll say it again. Freelancers can either be the bane of your existence and stress you out and annoy you and frustrate you, whatever actually, or they can be the wind in your back. Like they can be the most helpful thing that you could possibly imagine. The only difficult thing is that you don't know who's going to be who until you actually kind of stress test them a bit and go through different options and, you know, land on one where you go, cool, this is not going to be the perfect person. So let me give you an example, right? One example, I don't really want to show his name, but I don't really suppose it matters, is that this freelancer here. So essentially, I did the exact same thing. I sent him a list and I was like, here's an example of what it would look like. He said, yeah, these are perfect. I said, I would love to see an example of 5 leads. He said, see or show you. I said, show an example. He sent me an example. He said, I believe this is good. It wasn't. There was no make money online coaches, as you can see there. So I was like, well, why are there no make money online coaches? I've asked for, you know, well, I gave an example of like 4 make money online coaches, 1 fitness coach. He sent me 5 fitness coaches. And then he basically sent me some, and I could tell that what this guy did is he just searched up make money online and just sent me like the first few accounts that he saw when he searched it up, which wasn't really what I was looking for. So I was like, nah, okay, you probably don't understand it. That's absolutely fine. And then he basically said, hey, he then changed up and he was like, hey, I've got a list of 8 million leads. Do you want them? And I was like, sure. And he was like, how much do you want to pay? And I said, 8 million leads isn't helpful for me. I need it bespoke and organized. And he was like, yeah. Apply a filter and see the results, or just hire a freelancer and get him to do the rest. And I'm thinking, why do you think I posted the job? If I could just go through a list of 8 million leads and fucking filter them out, why do you think I'm trying to look for a freelancer? Those are the kind of people that you don't want to work with. Another kind of person I don't want to work with are the people that are very, very needy and will like spam me with messages. So this guy, for example, sure, he's been resilient. I get that, but it becomes quite annoying. He's like, good morning. Are you there? Hi, Callum. I'm waiting for your response. Question mark, question mark. Have you seen my sample work? All this kind of stuff becomes very, very annoying. The person that I did end up going with was someone that just kind of like, the leads that he sent me were much more in line with what I was looking for, which is like a kind of green flag for me. Essentially what I did, he sent me the leads. I then asked him what his rate was per lead, and he was like, yeah, the rate per lead is, what did he say it was? I think he said it was 50 cents per lead. And I was like, nah, not going to crack. 50 cents per lead is crazy. He said, no, it's $1 for 2 leads, which is essentially 50 cents per lead. And I was like, no, that's not going to work. So essentially I negotiated with them a bit and I got them down to 25 cents a lead, which does work better for me. And it means that I can get 250 leads. Bear in mind, I will have to qualify them and say, yes, this is a suited lead, and then it counts as a lead for 1,000 leads for $250, which is pretty good. Bear in mind, all I have to do is close one of those 1,000 leads and I will make back 100 times my investment, which is, a massive win at the end of the day. So now he's basically, it's currently Monday, 27th of January. I'm going far slower with this than I would have liked to, just because I've got so much on my plate, but he's now delivering these leads. On Wednesday, I'm doing in batches of 100 leads at a time so that I can kind of like filter them 100 at a time. Because if I just I've asked him for 500 leads total. So if I just take 500 leads all at once, it's not going to be very nice, to be honest, for me to go through. So I said, give me them 100 at a time. And by the time I reach out to 100 that he gives me, he'll then have another 100 for me to reach out to, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. And I'll just kind of rinse and repeat that process until that's like how you get a consistent system of leads generating, flowing through on a consistent basis, right? You basically systemize it. I say, give me 100 leads a week, for example. He gives me 100 leads a week, and I have a way where I can reach out to 100 people a week. That's the idea. So now I'm waiting for that. That will be there on Tuesday. And in process, or in the meantime, I'm also warming up my emails, because before you do email outreach, you need to warm up your emails and make sure that basically Google and other email providers see it as legit. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. So I'm hoping that by Wednesday or Tuesday even, I'll be able to start my email outreach, which will be huge, because within a couple of days of doing that, I'll then start getting some responses, some feedback, and then that's when I can kind of take those responses and turn them into clients, which is exciting. So I'm hoping, again, this has taken me far longer than I wanted to, because a few other bits and pieces which hasn't really gone my way. But I'm hoping that I will get this speedrun completed within a month and a half. I'm hoping. And I'm pretty sure that 45 days speedrun from nothing to $10,000 is pretty impressive. I did it in 37 before, but this time it's a much harder skill. And of course, I'm documenting everything here so you can literally see it in front of you. Right, ladies and gents, a new day, a new dawn. Currently just working on the business. At the moment, I'm actually making some Instagram posts, because I think I showed you guys this last time in the last clip, but we've got our Instagram up and running. It's live. I actually don't know why, but since I remapped the Instagram of the account that I bought, I've gained followers, which is really weird, because typically it would be the opposite. It would be like, I remap the Instagram, bear in mind, a bunch of people follow this Instagram for motivation, and then I would remap it, and then half the people would drop off. That's kind of what I expected. For some reason, people have followed, which I find very odd. Anyway, I've made some Instagram posts that essentially I am about to post, just to kind of like give the Instagram some life, some oomph. And again, would I recommend you do this? Probably not. Bit of a waste of time if you obviously are going to outreach for your personal. If not, this is like not a bad idea. So I've made 3 posts. Let me just show you guys what they are. So again, just something to have something on the website. I'm watching Tom Noski at the same time. Legend, by the way. So here's one post: the only support bot that's custom built for your coaching business. Another one: don't neglect AI, you know you need it. And another one, almost like a bit of an example of what Chat Cypher can do. That's the kind of idea, right? Like, again, just to get the Instagram, give the Instagram some life. I'll actually send it over to myself now and just get it posted on here. I think when I do post these though, that's when like 90% of people will drop off, because they'll be like, I followed for Tommy Shelby quotes. Why am I getting chatbot shit? So fingers crossed they stay, but we'll see. I think I'll just post them all at once. There's 1, there's 2, and it is 3. Again, I'm not expecting these to get likes or anything, but it's just to have something there, something people to look at, because this is the account that I'm going to be reaching out to from. 1, Door, Tres, I speak Spanish. Happy days. Right, currently, I'm going to show you guys this, 8,037 followers. I'm expecting we lose about 2,000 people when they go. This is not what I followed. Also, I'm hoping to get my samples back today for the lead samples. This is the game you play with freelancers. Like, oh, are they going to give me my my lead list? Are they not? I don't know. Am I going to flip out if they don't? Yes. Very frustrating. Let's see what we've got next still on our to-do list.
Posted a job on Upwork.
I had to create an onboarding form as well. An onboarding form being what it says on the tin, right? A form that my new clients can go through to actually get on board into the system, spit out the relevant information that I need to actually build the chatbots up. That's another step of the process. I'll actually show you guys kind of what's on my to-do list or what I've done. So completely finished website, that's done. Implement chatbot into my website, done. Buy Instagram account to outreach from, that's actually officially done. Write outreach scripts, done. Warm up email, I'm in the process of doing that. Watch outreach modules and setup. I shit you not when I actually am watching the modules from my outreach coach with Inside the Inner Circle to actually learn how to do outreach again because it's been so long. Bit embarrassing. Clear on ICP basically being my unique customer profile, right? My independent one. Post job on Upwork to actually generate the leads. That's my ICP in case you're interested in kind of what I'm actually looking for. Build out pipeline, my service delivery, that's done, that's up there. We've got make Stripe account done, create onboarding form, that's what I've got to do, create chatbot, set up website, that's all done. In case you guys forgot, here is the website. That's what it looks like. Still need to put a video there before I start outreaching. That'll be pretty straightforward, but that's all pretty clean, pretty crisp as far as I'm aware. So happy with that. And then as I kind of finish the last bits on my to-do list, which is get focus on lead gen. As soon as I get them done from the freelancer, I'll probably just set myself another to-do list, if I'm honest, and give myself another 10, 15 next steps of what I need to do. But at the moment, it's all around outreach. Now I've got the Instagram account set up. I can start warming that up a bit and just giving it a bit of activity. So Instagram basically knows, right, this account is legit and it's not just being bought, although it has, or botted, sorry. Right, so I'm going to warm up set up the outreach, let you guys know kind of how it goes in terms of doing that. I've got my emails written. They're not perfect yet, so I'm not going to share them completely with you, but as you can see here, I've got email 1, 2, 3, 4, and a DM script there. So yeah, I'm going to get the emails warmed up, start the outreach. That should then get everything flowing nicely. And ideally, fingers crossed, touch wood, we should get a client next week. I'm hoping with the outreach flowing. The work isn't going to do itself. Right, we have a problem. Well, we did have a problem until I fixed it, and I feel like this is quite a common problem that may occur in your journey if you're doing a similar thing to me, and I'm going to show you how I fix a problem. So the order in which you build your business should be foundations first, okay? You should first build out the foundations such as your offer, what you do, your service delivery, your market, ICP, all this kind of stuff, right? To make sure your business is solid. Now, when it actually comes to having all the foundational stuff set, then you move on to sales, which is essentially lead generation, outreach into those leads, sales calls, and then you kind of rinse and repeat that process until you actually start to get closers. Now, the problem with what I've done is that I'm speed running this challenge, right? So I'm trying to get from where I started to 10K, or from 0 to 10K as quickly as I possibly can. And something I massively overlooked, pretty much because I forgot about it, is when it comes to outreach and outreaching to people, especially with email marketing, you need to do what's known as warming up your email. Now, warming up your email is essentially making it seem to Google and other email providers like your email is a used email address, essentially, it's active. Basically, your domain has to have a lot of activity behind it so that these email providers see it as legit. Because if you were to create an inbox straight away and start sending out 100 emails a day from it, for example, Google will flag that as spam because that's what spammers will do, and then take down your email straight away, and you get what's known as blacklisted. You don't want to get blacklisted because it massively affects your domain, your reputation, your sending, all this kind of stuff. And I completely forgot that when it comes to warming up your email, that actually takes about 2 weeks, that whole process to warm up your email, to start sending out constant, frequent emails every single day from your domain to warm up your email. Now, you don't have to do that. There's softwares out there that will do that for you. And typically, depending on what email outreach tool you're using, I'm using Instantly, for example, instantly.ai. They will warm up your email for you, but it still takes 2 weeks. From the time that you buy the domain to the time that you start sending out emails, you should have at least let your email warm up, but give or take 2 weeks. It's it's dependent on basically how many emails you're sending out. And I messed up because what I didn't do is what you probably guessed is that I didn't warm up my email in advance. I took the kind of traditional route of building out the foundations and then moving on to outreach. But now it's gotten to the point where I'm ready to do outreach. And because I'm speedrunning this challenge, I need to start doing outreach as soon as possible. But now I need to wait another 2 weeks until my email is warmed up. And that's a problem because that delays my progress by a whole 2 weeks. What would have been smart to do is to start warming up my email whilst I was building out the foundations. As soon as I came up with a business name and bought a domain, I should have started warming up my email then. But I didn't do that. And so what I did is I actually sent a voice memo to the outreach coach of Inside the Inner Circle, who was an old student of mine who I basically trained up to do what he does now. And I sent him an email and a voice message, and I basically explained my problem, where I was stuck. You can play the clip. I made the absolute rookie mistake of basically not warming up my emails, and I just kind of like left it to the last minute instead of warming up as soon as I started, and then kind of by the time I built all the foundations up, it was ready to go. I know, not very good from the person that teaches everybody else how to do it. Anyway, I just wondered if you could give me like a kind of quick overview update on the outreach world and the email outreach world. And now I know that you've made like 6 hours worth of content around it, and you know, a good student would go through that content, but to be honest, I just don't have the time to go through that content as much as I would love to. You know, what would be the way that you would go about doing it, especially kind of considering the fact that I haven't warmed up my emails yet and I'm trying to get them off the ground as quick as possible? What would be the approach that you would take? What tools would you kind of use, and you know, any other info that you think is relevant to give me? And he gave me a solution to the problem. So essentially there's a tool known as Instantly, which is an email outreach tool, and what they actually offer within the platform is they offer or allow you to actually use pre-warmed up emails to send out your emails from. So you can buy a pre-warmed up domain that already has activity on it, so Google already sees it as legit, and then start sending out emails from that straight away. That is golden, especially for someone like me in my position who completely forgot to warm up in the first place. Let me show you what I mean. So as you can see here, this is Instantly, okay? And essentially, I'll zoom out a tiny bit. And what I've just done is I've just created an account on Instantly that you can see over here. And essentially what it is like I said, it's an email outreach tool. But actually what you can do is go over to email accounts. You can click on add a new email, and you can actually go to pre-warmed up accounts. Typically what you would do is you would connect an existing account, which basically means that you connect an already existing domain that you have. But actually I'm going to go here and select a pre-warmed up account, because again, what this allows me to do is choose an email, a domain that's already been warmed up. Now, this isn't perfect, because what I would ideally do is actually use my own email, because when you send out from your own email, obviously the company that sees your email and they receive your email can see, cool, this is from chatcipher.ai. They can then search up your domain and then find your website as a result, build up the rapport and trust and stuff like that. I can't do that because of the fact that I'm going to be using an already existing domain, but it does mean that I can go from nothing to sending out outreach like that. I don't have to warm up my email. I don't have to wait and ponder and just wait for the right things to happen. I can just get started. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a few pre-warmed up domains and start sending out email outreach from them so that I can literally start ASAP. And obviously the quicker I'm sending out emails, the quicker I'm going to start getting responses, and quicker, you know, we'll start signing clients. So that's what I'm going to do now, essentially buy a couple domains that I can send out emails from. Right, welcome back to another day, another dollar. Excuse the eye. That's the result of a dodgy eye poke. So now it looks like I've got pink eye, which is fun. Anyway, another day at the what am I even saying? Sorry, what I'm trying to say is give you guys an update. So a few things have, not too much has changed actually. So obviously we've got our leads, we haven't got our leads out yet. Well, we have got our leads, I'm gonna go on to that. Got our emails, right? Warmed up the inboxes. So just to show you guys, obviously I bought the leads, the warmed up inboxes that I spoke about last time. As you can see here they are, the warmed up inboxes. So I've got 10 of them, which is cool. And there's 2 domains that I'm using. You've got ultraflow.com and ultraflow dash and ultraflow tool. Now, I wouldn't really recommend doing this because it means I'm going to have to send out emails from these inboxes, right? Which kind of almost makes me look like I'm someone else. I would always recommend that you warm up your own email. Priority number 1. But because I'm trying to do it as fast as I possibly can, I don't have the time to spend another 2 weeks from now, bear in mind it's now the 30th, warming up emails, which will push my progress back. So I'm going to kind of use these accounts. And the good thing is that with Instantly, if someone were to search up ultraflow.com, it would then get retargeted to ChatCipher. If someone were to email back any one of these accounts here, that you can see, it would get redirected towards Callum at chatcipher.ai. So it kind of works, kind of doesn't. It kind of works because obviously emails can get sent out. If anyone were to reply, it come to me. But it also does kind of create a break in the synergy of like, if someone were to see that actually at ultratoolflow.com and they were to search up the domain, it gets redirected to ChatCipher. There's always a bit of kind of broken, like, where the hell does that come from? So for a lot of people, I will lose leads because of that fact, but I can't really risk it anywhere else. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Anyway, the reason I picked up this camera, we've got some leads back, which is fantastic. We've actually got a decent chunk of leads. So far we have about 300, which is cool. 100 of those leads have emails. Actually, about 150 have emails. The other 150 don't have emails, which means I'm going to be doing a lot of Instagram outreach. So as you can see here are our leads. I don't really mind showing you guys these. I mean, these will be well reached out to before you see this video anyway. So you've got their Instagram up here, and bear in mind, this is just because I'm reaching out to coaches. This is all that matters. And for me, it's like finance coaches, make money online coaches. Instagram's up here, their names here. Now, I made the mistake of actually not asking my freelancer to put their names in the list because I'm a thicko. So now I've got to go back and put their names in the list to basically make sure that when I add them into an automation, because what I'll be doing is creating, as you can see here, a campaign. I've got my main coach lead list. I'll be creating a campaign. I've then got to add leads before I do anything else. And when I add those leads, I need to put in their names automatically. So what I can do is I can go File, I can go Download, Microsoft Excel, download that, and then just kind of drag and drop it here. And it will upload everything from here to here, which is super helpful when you put their names in. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Anyway, got 100 leads here. Not too bad leads, to be honest, from the freelancer. And then just to show you guys another sheet. So I've got a bunch of leads here, much more kind of filled in and informed. And I've got like another list here, which was, no, not that one, this one here, which is kind of like not as filled in. It's got their Instagrams because I'm going to be doing a lot of Instagram outreach. Hence is why I've got the account to do Instagram on. And I've got like their link in bio. I've got their follower size, some emails, but it's not perfect. Anyway, I've got a little bit of leads, which is good because it means that I can actually officially start my outreach. So hopefully I can start making progress is what I'm trying to say. What did I just do there? Cool. Which is good. So at the moment, I'm just kind of filling in the names on one list to fill up the gaps, and then I can start importing them into my outreach, get that flowing, hopefully get some responses, which is exciting stuff. And I'll let you guys know how those responses go. The thing is that this time around doing this challenge, I mean, I've done it before, again, I didn't document it like this. This time around, I'm trying to do it much more, I'm trying to be much more real with it all and kind of go through the entire process. Last time I did it, I just tried to speed run absolutely everything. Like I was just trying to get a result as quickly as I possibly could. This time I'm really trying to build a foundationally solid business. And as a result of that, it takes more work, more time, all this kind of stuff, which is kind of like catching up to me a little bit, you know, because I do have a business to run aside from this. So I'm doing what I can, but it's, you know, I'm not satisfied with what I'm putting in at the moment, but hey ho, I'm gonna do what needs to be done, fill in what needs to be filled in, and I'll update you guys once I've got the email campaign running so I can kind of show you what that looks like and when I start getting responses. And please don't excuse this, it's actually awful. But once I have that, have responses, all this kind of stuff, I can let you know what those responses are, how I deal with them, how I compensate, how I get them onto a call or close them, or whatever it is. Right, ladies and gents, good morning. It's actually afternoon. It is currently Monday the 3rd of February. And we've got some good news, some good updates. So in the last clip, I'm pretty sure, it was a little while ago, it was about 4 or 5 days ago, because I haven't been doing much, I've just been kind of letting the outreach run by itself. We started outreach officially, like I was sending out emails, had scripts set up and everything, which is awesome, and we're sending them out. A few days later from that, we're getting some responses, like genuinely people are responding to our outreach, which I know is like, obviously that's expected, but it's cool to see it actually happen, you know, in real time. And it's not just like oh, here's a response I got, guys. Like I can show you the whole process. So I'm going to show you my my email stats so far, what's going on, what's working so far. I've only sent out 104 emails so far. And that's basically part of another campaign. So I did a tester campaign first, just to see, because I'm split testing a few different scripts, right? A few different kind of methods. This is my kind of second split test, which I've sent out 104 emails. I've got a 74% open rate, so 77 people out of the 104 emails have replied, which is cool. And also have only got 2 replies, which is good. And the reason I say it's good is because it tells me what needs to be improved on. It tells me that my subject line is good. People like 77 out of 104 people, 74% is a very good open rate. 2% reply rate, however, not so good, right? So let me just show you guys kind of what we're working with so far. So as you can see, 104 emails sent, 74% open rate, 2 plus 2 replies, 1.9%, and 1 opportunity, whatever the fuck that means. And I know, like, it's like, oh, Jesus, that reply rate's kind of bad, but it tells me, again, like I said, emails are quite easy to split test and optimize, the way that I see it anyway, because typically, if you have a low open rate, or if you let's say you have a low send rate, right? Something wrong with your emails, they may be bouncing, your domain may not have been healthy and all this kind of stuff, may not be warmed up. That's cool, you can fix that. If your emails get a low open rate, that's cool, because the only problem of the email could be the subject line or the first line. That's literally it. Everything else doesn't matter because they can't see that because they haven't opened the email. And the reply rate, are many people replying or not? If not, that's good, because it just means that your offer and your positioning, like, is what you're saying actually valuable? Is it something that's in demand? Is it something that people want? And it's not about your service, it's about what you're saying and how you're presenting your service, which is good. God, I'm getting out of breath. So now I'm kind of on the mission to actually just find the problems within my emails and basically split test and solve the actual offer and what's being said, because currently my email looks like this, right? Well, the first email anyway, let me get rid of this gum because I can't even speak with it in. First email, this is basically what it is. I should actually flip it around and show you guys. So as you can see here, it says, be warned, this is a cold email from working with our coaches. I know you guys are always super busy, so I'll cut straight to the point. I'm reaching out on behalf of Chat Cypher, blah, blah, blah. There's my offer. You can pause it if you want to see it. You're probably familiar with what a chatbot is already, but this is one of a kind, around the clock. If you're down, I would love to show you an example of how you can see on and blah, 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 blah. Nonetheless, keep up the fantastic work. Hope to hear from you soon. So what I'm currently gathering from this email is that it's cool. I'm telling them about the chatbot. I'm saying, I have a chatbot, blah, 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 but I'm not focusing enough on the outcome. Yes, I do say that I can help them convert more traffic 24/7 around the clock, but people don't typically react and make a reaction until they see money, right? So the whole idea is that converting more traffic is a bit of a loose way to say that I'm going to help you grow your business, or this will help you grow your business. So what I'm going to try to split test next with my emails is actually basically just saying it more specifically. My chatbot will help you grow your business. It will help you make more money and grow your business as a result. Obviously, I've got a few more emails in the email sequence as well that kind of go into different things, but they don't touch too much on like, this will make you more money, it'll put more money in your pocket, which is what I need to focus on. So that's what I'm going to kind of change my emails with. I've got some replies. I've got a few positive replies. One positive reply I've got, I'm going to be careful of what I show, because obviously the people that I'm reaching out to are influencers, so I don't want to kind of like, I don't know if I can DDoS them. I don't even know. Is that okay? Yeah, I think that's right. I'll just blur it anyway. So as you can see here, we got one reply. Hi, Samantha. Thanks for reaching out. I'm Tasha from the DH team. Do you guys have a website, a video guide, or something like that? I'm asking because Mr. Daniel, who won't have time to hop on calls, kindly let me know. Best wishes. One of the responses I got. Now, you may be thinking, why the hell has it come from Samantha? Because in the last clip that you saw, I'm sending out emails from a bunch of burner domains, right? So they would have come out from Samantha, Gabrielle, Chelsea, like these people that work for me. So this also gives me clarity on what's missing in my emails at the moment. There's not much context. There's not much social proof that's going out where people can go, I see the website, I see the video guide, I see what you guys do. Obviously, this person could have just searched up the website. They didn't, each their own. So what I'll do is I'll send them over the website. Problem with my website, however, is I haven't actually got an email guide on it. This is what my website looks like at the moment. So like, this is where the email guide, video guide should go, but I haven't got one recorded just because I haven't had the time, which is a bit of a shit excuse, but I will get something recorded, but obviously I can't use my face because then I use my personal brand, which, it's not really fair. Anyway, interest is good. People are showing interest. I did get another reply of someone just said, not interested, thank you. That's fine, happens. But it just means that traction is moving forward. Traction is moving forward. We're making progress. It gives me something to tweak on, which is the most important thing. When you're doing email outreach, it's not about, oh my God, I got this amount of replies. And of course it isn't the end of the day, but before that, it's all about what are the replies saying? What parts of my emails are being opened? What part are being kind of paid attention to, and all this kind of stuff. From that point, I can tweak, I can improve, I can keep going forward. So we're getting replies, which is good. And this is currently 33 days in. So yeah, let's see how it does. I'll do some tweaks, make some changes. Hopefully we get some replies, and I'll let you guys know in the next clip. Exciting stuff. Right, ladies and gents, it's been a few days since the last clip where I basically showed you how I started email outreach and all this kind of stuff, showed you my current stats, and news is good at the moment. We've got a few replies already to the emails that we sent out, a few more actually. Some of them being no, some of them being, okay, let's talk about it. I've got a good one here. I'm actually yet to open it. From a guy called Henry. Let's see what it says. And I've got to be careful because I don't want to show his name or his email, because the people I'm working with are already existing creators, and I don't obviously want to, breach something that I shouldn't. So we've got a reply, and I'll tell you what it says. It says, "Hi Callum, this sounds interesting. Can you send me your calendar link and I'll book in." But this is good news. It means that we're getting responses. Traction is progress is progressing, which is really cool to see. So I'm going to get this guy booked in. And if I can get him booked in for this Saturday, that would be fantastic. It would mean that within 38 days, we'd have had our first sales call, which is fantastic. And to be honest, last time I did this challenge, we finished the whole challenge within 37 days. So we're currently a little bit behind, but I'm still hoping that me being able to complete this, fingers crossed, obviously I do, is still kind of like a testament to this framework and the whole idea that you can turn any skill into profit. Even if it takes a bit longer, even if it takes, 2 months, I'm willing to do this until I get the result that I've kind of promised myself that I would get. Because not every time does a business go from nothing to something like that. I got very, very lucky last time. The people I was outreaching to were replying constantly, everything was almost too good to be true. This time round, not so much. I'm not getting as many replies, as much bite on my line, but it's okay because nonetheless, we're going to make it work, and we will make it work. But yeah, we got some good news so far. We'll see what happens from here. I'll let you guys know if he books in for Saturday. That'll be massive. And then I just got to kind of pray that my sales skills are up to scratch and I can actually close him, because then if I can close him first client within 38 days, I count that as a win. I count that as a huge win from nothing. AI automation as well. Not an easy skill, not an easy thing to just learn and do and deliver. But we'll see what we can do with it. Right, ladies and gents, it's now Monday, a couple of days after I had those sales calls on Saturday, and I want to kind of update you guys with how they went. So, did I close them? No. And there's a few reasons for that. I mean, to be honest, it was good to kind of get experience with this offer and kind of understand what resonates with people and what kind of pushes the ball forward and what doesn't work. So just to kind of summarize for you guys how the kind of 2 calls went on Saturday. The first one was a complete disaster because the guy actually jumped on the call and he had the impression that I was trying to give him away a free employee for some reason. In one of my emails that I sent, one of the emails that I was split testing, the subject line was free AI employee. That's because that was going to be my offer. It was listen, I'm going to give you this chatbot for free for the first 14 days, for the first week, whatever it may be, just to kind of split test the offer and see how people responded to it. And this guy kind of had the impression that I was actually just giving him a free employee as a whole. So that call was kind of a dud. I mean, it took me about 15 minutes to realize that he had no idea what I was actually offering, which again is on me. I need to obviously explain what I'm doing better. And the second call, it went better. It kind of ended off with that I'll get back to you next week kind of thing, which is annoying, but it is what it is. And the reason being is because I didn't really have enough scarcity in my offer. And it wasn't just about scarcity, it's also about the offer and the value proposition. Even if there was no scarcity, but the offer was incredible, they would have gone, yeah, give me, take my money, go for it now. So it tells me actually that the offer needs to be kind of more impactful. It needs to be more punchy. And I don't know why that was a punch. There needs more scarcity in the offer, right? Actually giving people reason to take action there and then. So although the calls didn't go well, it's okay. I've got more calls booked in this week from the outreach that I was sending out, which is fantastic. I've currently, I think, sent 350 emails. And so far, 4 calls booked in. So I had 2 on Saturday. I got 1 on Tuesday, tomorrow, and I've got 1, I think, on Thursday or Friday. I'll have to have a look. But again, it tells me about my offer and how I'm presenting it and what works and what doesn't. So to be honest, although I didn't close them, I count it as a win. Because it gives me an indication of where I need to go. I'm stressing out a little bit just because of the fact that it's now the 10th, right, of the next month, which means it's been 40 days since I started this whole kind of challenge. It just kind of goes to show that building a business doesn't happen like that. There's a lot of ups and downs. I'm only able to be quite quick with it because I know exactly what I'm doing. But yeah, that's today's update. Like I said, I got a call tomorrow on Tuesday, and I've got a call, I think, on Thursday or Friday. I'll have to have a look. So I'll update you guys then, let you know how they went, how they go. Fingers crossed, we make some progress. Right, so it's now the next day. I've just come off the back with another sales call that I just had, third sales call of this series, which I think went really well. Like I'm feeling quite confident about this sales call just because of the fact that he seemed to just like understand everything quite well. It was actually a fitness coach, so not quite in the make money online space as I was looking for, but a fitness coach that sells a high ticket program kind of fits very nicely as well. So just had that sales call literally as of about 15 minutes ago. I'm quite red because it's like it gets quite intense from the sales call. I'm quite happy with my performance. It basically ended on the kind of fact of like, yeah, this sounds really good. Let me get back to you today. He needs to have a look and talk to some people about it because he has like business partners, right? Could be an objection, could just be an actual business partner, but I've let him to go back and speak to the business partner about it. And he said he's going to get back to me today with a final decision. Fingers crossed that everything goes through, money goes through, all that kind of stuff. Because if it does, happy days. I'm 1/4 of the way closer towards the end goal. I realized that I didn't actually mention my pricing of the business, and that's because I wasn't actually too sure on what I was going to price my service as a whole. There's a few different ways that I can go about pricing my service, and the exact same applies to you, right? And there's, a few different kind of, structures, and this can be setup fee, flat fee, it can be retainer, it can be a commission-based model, it can be a subscription-based model. Now, personally, for me, for chatbots, the way I want to kind of position my service isn't so much as like a retainer, right? Where people are paying a monthly fee for my service. I don't really like the idea too much just because of the fact that it sounds like it's just a normal agency, right? And I don't really want to come across as an agency. My kind of goal is to come across much more as like almost like a subscription service in a way where people can kind of like subscribe to the chatbots and they pay for the chatbots on like a monthly basis. I'm not entirely sure yet whether I'm going to charge people based on the usage that they actually use or whether I'm just going to charge people based on the fact that they're using it month to month. Number one will definitely be a setup fee, and the setup fee I'm thinking will be quite large. Like I'm thinking the setup fee will be around $1,500, I want to say, maybe even $2,000. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm going to see what this guy gets back to me with. If he seems like super enthusiastic about it, I'll probably throw the higher kind of price point at him. If he kind of comes back to me with a bunch of objections and he's like, oh, I'm not too sure, I may go lower just to try and get the first one in the door, get the ball rolling and get the others coming. But I think the way I'm going to do it is, firstly, a setup fee. I think that's going to be guaranteed just because of the fact that when you're building a chatbot, there's a lot of upfront work. And then like a subscription model. Setup fee probably around $1,500, $2,000 maybe, depending on who I'm working with, depending on how much they're getting out of it and how much traffic they have, how big they are. Yeah, I think the subscription will probably be around like $500, $750 a month, this being dollars. Like, I think that's going to be okay. Now, I would love to just put like a much higher price point on it, but I'm not going to be doing too much, right? Currently, I'm in the process of like building out pricing packages. So it's not just one approach, but for example, the basic subscription could just be the case of where they pay monthly to use it. The advanced subscription could be where they pay monthly to use it, but my job as the owner is to constantly train it and tweak it and improve it and make it more advanced depending on the traffic and the information that it gets, kind of push through it. That's a kind of payment plan that I can charge more for because there's more work for me and they get more out of it. So I'm going to kind of see what this guy comes back with, just to see, like, really test the waters. Because everything went well. He's suited for the service and all this kind of stuff. So I just want to see now kind of what his feedback was. And I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know what pricing package I land on, because I know it's quite like an interesting topic of like, how much are you actually going to charge them, right? How much can I just claim I'm making per client? So I'll take a look, let you guys know. Fingers crossed in about 3 hours time, I'm like, here's the Stripe payment come through. Woo! Jesus, we'll see. Can't even see it. I fucking called it. That's what I did. I fucking called it. Now, unfortunately, in my excitement, the day I actually got the payment through, which was now 3 days ago, I didn't actually record me getting the payment through on this because I was just too excited. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like the first payment's come through, I was gassed. So I actually made a TikTok video about it instead, and I like prioritized making a short form video because although I'm documenting the whole process here, I'm also like sharing updated episodes on short form, like Instagram and TikTok. So I thought, cool, I've got to make a reel about it. And I completely forgot to actually showcase here. But as you can see, this wasn't today. This was about 3 days ago, I think. As you can see though, the first payment, $2,000, has officially come through, which I could not be more excited about. So in the last clip, I actually mentioned that I didn't actually know what I was going to price my service. So what I ended up doing was a £2,000 setup fee, and it's a $750 a month retainer. for this client anyway. So £2,000 setup fee. I did it in pounds because the person I'm working with is from the UK as well. So it just made more sense for me to not overcomplicate it with another currency conversion. So £2,000 setup fee, which is a good amount setup fee, more than I thought I was gonna be able to charge. But the guy came back to me and he was like, let's do it. I'm all in. I'm like, I'm ready for it. We did discuss the price on the call, but I basically said it's going to be dependent on how much he wants. He basically wanted absolutely everything. So now I've got to actually build out everything for him. But £2,000 setup fee, $750 a month. So it's about $2,500, $2,300 setup fee and about $900 a month retainer, which I don't think is bad at all. But what it does do is it makes me a quarter of the way there to the $10,000 goal. And currently, what's the date today? So we're currently Thursday the 13th. This payment actually came through on Tuesday the 11th. So as of 41 days in, we got our first sale with the speedrun. Now we're Thursday, so a few days later, but I've got another call tomorrow. Fingers crossed that goes through. That will make us half of the way there to the $10,000 goal, which is fucking awesome. So now I've actually got to deliver the service. I kind of forgot that bit where it's like, I'm trying to get the sale so much. I kind of forgot that I actually have to deliver the service. It's the first time I'm actually delivering the service, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but I'm going to do my best. I'll keep you guys updated as I do it. But ladies and gents, it works. The framework works, turning any skill into profit, proven yet again. Series 2, first payments come through. Let's make some fucking money, shall we? Let's do it. Right, good morning. It's currently Friday. Got myself a coffee, got our 4th sales call today. Closed one on Tuesday, so we're one client up currently. So I'm just kind of fingers crossed that this all goes well, goes as planned. I just want to kind of update you guys with the progress so far. So when you're building an agency, or not even an agency, but a business, similar to like a service-based business of what I'm doing, people tend to think that it's like a 12-hour gig every single day, which I can promise you it's not. When you're doing this, a lot of the work, and I mean a lot of the work, I'm talking like 70% of the work is all up front, right? In terms of actually building the agency, getting your systems in place, getting cold outreach set up, warming up your emails, all this kind of stuff. And then when you're actually running the agency day to day, it just becomes a kind of maintenance task in terms of where like you're just maintaining things and you're just making sure that you're kind of hitting your marks and you're hitting the kind of numbers that you want to hit. And that's kind of like what I'm doing at the moment. That's the stage that I'm in. So I've signed one client, which means that my day-to-day activities, they look a bit more mundane. They literally just look like outreach, making sure I'm kind of like, tweaking and improving my emails. I look at my stats and stuff like that. Instagram outreach is a lot of it because I haven't yet figured out a way to automate it, especially with the account that I'm using. It's not like I can just, chuck ManyChat up there because it doesn't really work like that. So currently a lot of it is just manual, get the business phone out and then just like sending out, sending out Instagram messages. And yeah, a lot of it is just maintenance. Actually what I'm doing at the moment as well is starting to deliver for this client, which is cool. So I've sent him through the onboarding process. I built out an onboarding form, which I think is like super helpful, especially for you guys in terms of like, how do I, because you can sign a client for sure, but when it actually comes to delivery, that's a whole nother kind of like obstacle that you have to face. And it means that you have to make sure that you can deliver to the best of your ability, because there is still a retention thing. Like, I'm not being funny, but even if I sign a client, even if I don't deliver straight away and I don't provide value as quickly as I possibly can, it will come across and it will show that I'm not very good at my service. And very quickly the client can go, nah, you know what, I want to tap out, I want to get out of this. Like, there's nothing I can do. If they ask for their money back, they ask for their money back. So I want to make sure as a business owner that I can shorten the time between them receiving the thing, them paying for the thing and then receiving the thing. And that's what I'm doing at the moment. So I've sent them over an onboarding form in which they're basically filling out a bunch of information for me, for my agency, so that I can actually like obtain everything as quickly as possible in terms of as much information about them as possible. It's also brand guidelines, demographic, all this kind of stuff, so that when I'm building out this chatbot, I can tailor it to how they would want it to be tailored to. But as I said, I've got another sales call later today, so fingers crossed for that. Hopefully that all goes well. And then I believe I'll have another one on Monday. I'm not too sure yet if I have one, but I'm having a conversation with someone that's kind of like leading in the right direction.
So fingers crossed that all goes through. Apologies, Discord's going mental as well. So yeah, a lot of my tasks at the moment are just maintenance tasks where I'm just kind of like maintaining what I'm already doing, maintaining being like getting back to messages, responding to outreach, people getting back to me for outreach, doing my outreach, making sure everything is fine. Like I keep going through like my website and keep going through my processes and my funnel and stuff like that to make sure that everything's okay and it all looks okay. But to be honest, like the majority of stuff now is just outreaching. Now, if I was using my personal brand to do this, that would probably be one of my main focuses as well. By building my agency, I would make sure that I'm using my personal brand and I'm building up my personal brand because that's just social proof and leverage that is good. I want that. So that's what I would typically be spending a lot of my time doing. Obviously, because I'm not using my personal brand, I don't really have a brand to build up. Right, ladies and gents, update as promised in the last clip is here. So I had the call on Friday. I think it was about 4 p.m. It's now Saturday midday. I keep forgetting to like update you guys afterwards because I'm so like in the moment. And you've got to understand that like in between every single one of these clips that I'm recording here, that for you is like just one long movie, is like a day or 2 days or 3 days, right? Because otherwise you would literally be watching days worth of content. Anyway, I'm happy to announce after the call yesterday, we've closed our second client, which means currently collected £3,969, which is, I think it might actually be on the dot, $5,000. We've got some strike fees as well, so minus some strike fees. So actually net with 3,932, which isn't too far off. That was probably like one of the most difficult sales calls of my life, just because of the fact that the guy didn't really speak very good English, which is fine, that isn't a problem, but I also am too naive to speak anything else apart from English. So it was a very difficult sales call, but somehow the point just got across really nicely. He understood the mission, the vision, understood the benefits, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, second close, which is amazing. Like the fact that that's $5,000 I've just collected in the past, what are we, like 43 days, 44 days? I don't even know how many days we are. Something around that realm is insane. Since starting a business from scratch, brand new skill, brand new market, like 44 days ago. Insane. And I'm just proud. I'm proud that the framework works. I'm proud that my skills work. I'm just proud. And I feel I'm super gassed, you know, that like this is coming true and I can document everything here for you guys. So I did record the sales call. I might put that in this video, I'm not too sure. It was a very long sales call. It wasn't awkward, but it's one of those calls where like I can understand everything and he can understand everything. So there was a lot of like, what? But for some reason it just worked. It worked, which is awesome. So I may not put this call in. I'll put a call in that actually, it's like a call where you can actually listen to it. Yeah, this was good. But yeah, super gas for that. Just to update you guys, second client closed. 44 days in, I think we're 44 days, maybe 45. I've got another call I haven't got another call for another like 4 days time because the guy was waiting until he came back from holiday. A Make Money Online coach, it was my next call, which is good. And I'll update you guys, see how that one goes. At the moment, my day-to-day activities remain exactly the same. It's a case of doing more outreach, touching everything up like you saw in the last clip. But yeah, there's your update for you. We're making some money, we're making some progress from scratch, like turning an idea into cash. Something I still can't get over. So it's now a few days later from the last clip that you saw. Not too much has changed, to be honest. There's just like a lot of kind of shit going on within my actual business, which makes my focus towards a speedrun kind of skewed all over the place, which is annoying. And it was actually quite a few more days ago. You saw the last clip, I think it was about a week ago. And in the meantime, it's just been pretty stagnant, to be honest. Like there hasn't been much going on at all. And I know that a week doesn't sound like a big period of time, but when you're speedrunning something, when the whole goal of it is to like do it as quick as possible, and you know really make progress rapidly, otherwise it all kind of falls apart and the momentum isn't there. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult at the moment. I'm building a lot of chatbots for people because of the fact that my offer on email is I will build you a free chatbot. I'll build you a tester chatbot, and a lot of people love that. They love the audit, they love the offer and the freebie that they get from it. But the problem is that not everyone follows through. A lot of people just like the chatbot, say some bits on it, and then just kind of disappear, which is difficult. And I know that the chatbot's valuable enough, but it's hard to present that value unless they almost test it within their own product for like a week. If I built someone a chatbot and I was like, cool, have this in your website,
and in 3 weeks time you can let me know what you think, I would close unlimited amount of people. But the problem is I don't have 3 weeks. I don't have 3 weeks for to ponder and to sit. So I've got to kind of push hard for a sale, and I can't really afford to just let people go almost. So it's a bit difficult. It's like nothing's happening. Nothing, which is annoying. I think we're like 40 or 52 days in or something like that. 50 days in, 52 days in. I don't even know, to be honest. It's the 21st of February, so I think it's 51, but I know that there hasn't been 30 days of every month of January. Has there? I don't even know. Oh, I think there's been 31 actually. I have no idea. I'm all over the place, as you can see. There's a lot going on. My focus is all over the place. This is stressing me out, this speed run, just because of the fact that there's a time limit on it. There's a countdown clock in the back of my head ticking down, and for every minute I'm not spending progressing towards this, it's just stressing me out. But we're getting there. We're moving. Just an update for you guys. Not much has happened. I've got 2 sales calls lined up for this week, which should be good. Trying to keep a positive attitude, but my last 2 or 3 sales calls I've had, nothing's happened as a result. So yeah, I'm just seeing what I can do, but I'll update you guys after the sales call. Let you know how it goes. Yeah, cool. All right, ladies and gents, I just want to update you guys on kind of what we're doing at the moment, what we're working on, where we're at. So just to give you guys an update, in the last clip I mentioned that I'm kind of struggling with the fact that it's hard for me to showcase the product to people when I have such a short time duration to do it. I can't give them the chatbot and then wait 2, 3, 4 weeks for them to test the chatbot, for them to decide if they want to continue with it. Because essentially my offer at the moment is basically like a free trial, right? It's like, listen, I'll give you the product, I'll make it for you, you get a free trial. If you like it, you can continue. And I'm quite confident in the service that they will continue from the free trial because it's very, very good. So the problem is that I don't have enough time to allow that free trial to actually run its course because I'm speed running. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm doing 2 things at the moment actually. One thing is working on my business pipeline, which essentially looks like this. And now some of you may be familiar with this, which essentially, this is the barrel, right? This is like pure market value. And then here's the tap that you turn on here. And then it funnels through the different processes. And this is everything from like the processes of the business all the way to fulfillment, retention, all this kind of stuff, right? Some of you may be familiar with this because Charlie Morgan, absolute legend, does a similar thing with his, where he has like a pipeline for his business, and it makes it very easy because it means that all you've got to do within your business to grow your business, and assuming obviously this is like your pure market value, is improve each and every single pipe that you've got in your business to make water flow through easier, more pressure, whatever you want to say. And there's a lot of different pipes, bearing in mind, like you've got a lot of pipes to optimize, but the goal is to optimize as many pipes as you possibly can to get to that end goal of getting money. So essentially I'm working on 2 things at the moment. Number 1, optimizing that pipe to get more water flowing through. And this is everything from like, right, I'm doing my outreach, right? I'm giving them offers and all that kind of stuff. Where do they go from there? This is also trying to track like every step of the conversation. If I'm giving them my offer of like, hey, I want to create you a chatbot, you can test it for a week and let me know what your thoughts are. What happens there? What's their like estimated response that I can respond to from that in order to get the conversation flowing? Optimizing every step of the way is super, super important, especially once you're at the stage where you have everything set up and you're just trying to kind of grow. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. The other thing I'm doing is working on lead magnets. Something that I can offer them that is essentially a little bit more appetizing, let's say, in which they can get the result of sooner so that I can get them as a client quicker. That makes sense. And that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out at the moment, because I don't exactly know what that is, what that thing is that I can give to them that's quick and tangible. Obviously, when it comes to lead magnets, there's things that you can do, such as, I don't know, give them like free cheat sheets and, testers, all this shit, but that's what I'm trying to figure out at the moment. What can I give them that's going to get them a result quickly so they can see that it works? And then obviously, I don't know what that thing is. That's what I'm struggling with, believe it or not. Oh, Jesus Christ. I've also got a throbbing headache. It's currently 9:31 in the evening. I need to get food. Like, this is funny because I'm just giving myself another fucking full-time job here. But we'll get there, boys and girls, ladies and gents. We'll get there. Okay, I'm gonna go sleep on the floor now. It is sales call day. Today we have just one, but one nonetheless, one sales call to take, which should be good. It's with a female kind of like entrepreneurship side hustle. I would say it's more like a side hustle, kind of like an affiliate marketing. I wouldn't even say coach, I would more say course seller. I don't think they coach too much. I think it's just they push you through like a program, but it should be good. It's the first girl actually that I've jumped on a call with, which is cool. Excited to see how that goes. I'm always kind of like familiar with jumping on calls with other guys, like Make Money Online coaches or fitness coaches. Not that I am one, but probably could be. So yeah, this should be good. I've got that in about an hour. Let you guys know how it goes. The difficulty is that I would just record these calls. Actually, I probably can record and just blur out her face and her name. But everyone I'm jumping on calls with are coaches, are people, and I don't really want to kind of showcase the inside of their business practices if they don't already want to do it. I mean, definitely once I get them a result, like I'm talking case study, testimonial, rinse and repeat it. But you know, if you're a business owner and you have agreed to work with someone and they just start plastering you all over the place because you've agreed to work with them, it's a bit of a weird kind of thing to do. So I don't want to showcase anything until I start getting people results and I can say, yeah, this is who I jumped to call, this is what I did. I could just ask them, to be honest, and be like, do you want me to showcase this? But then again, it shows that I'm doing a speed run, it shows that I'm documenting it, probably shows that I've done it before and all this kind of shit, and it shows that by following all this kind of stuff, and then that skews the sale, which I do not want. So yeah, it should be good to see how that goes. And then I have another sales call tomorrow with the guy who seems really confident. He seems like really for it, like really wanting to kind of jump into the service, which is cool. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. Today's plan, a lot of stuff I'm doing with the actual business, not the speed run. Which is a bit annoying. I don't really have much time to put towards it today. I've just signed an ads agency with my actual business, so a lot of the work I'm doing at the moment is going towards that ads agency, recording a lot of stuff, but it's what it is. But today's work in terms of the business is still building out the chatbots for the clients that I have signed, creating more tested chatbots, working on that lead magnet I was talking about. I've got an idea which I'll share with you guys. Yeah, more outreach basically. That's it. That's the shebang. Oh, of course. Right, so that sales call did in fact not get closed. I thought it was quite good, to be honest. I thought it went quite well, but it just, like, they seemed interested, don't get me wrong, but also at the same time, they were just kind of like, meh, which kind of brings me back to the point that I think that with my service, and it'll probably go for you guys as well, like, if your service is something that is a bit more innovative, a bit more unique, there needs to be an element of education around the service and how it can help them. Otherwise, it's always just that meh kind of approach. Now, don't get me wrong, I was clear on the results and the outcome that can be produced, but I think for a lot of people, if it's not something they're familiar with, there needs to be a massive element of understanding kind of presented and implemented into their brain before you actually go for the pitch and the sale. So yeah, didn't close that, but I have a last minute sales call booked in today that someone booked in yesterday evening, which would be good. And I like it when people book in sales calls really close, or booking calls really close to the time of when they book it in, if you know what I mean. I love it when they book it in like the next day or the same day, because it means that you're able to kind of take advantage of the impulse of someone wanting to buy, which is fantastic. So I'm looking forward to today's one. Fingers crossed it goes well, because if all goes well, this will be the third close of the challenge, and we're kind of like, we're trickling on to the 2-month mark. So fingers crossed I can get this one sorted. If I can get this one done today, all I have to do is focus on one more yes, and we're done. Because remember, when you're building a business, all you need is actually one yes, and you have a business. Multiple yeses, and you have a service, you have an agency. But 4 yeses for me is the goal. One yes though, one yes at a time is what I'm looking for. So fingers crossed I can close the one today. If I can, I need to get another sales call booked in for this week. And I think we're at like, let me see, I think we're at like 53 days or something. So I kind of need to get it done as soon as possible. Close one today, and then as soon as possible after that. And then we may just finish this challenge. It is slowly killing me, but hey ho, that's what you have to do. You're willing to die for it. Right, I'm in a bit of a rush, guys, because I just made myself like a skier yogurt with like raspberry shit in it. And I forgot that I have a call in about 1.5 minutes. So I did prep beforehand anyway, but I need to set up for this and jump on it as soon as possible. Otherwise I am in trouble. Jesus, my mic isn't even plugged in. God, I'm just pissed off that I can't even eat this. That's so annoying. Where's my headphones? Okay, we're somewhat ready. We're ready. James, how's it going? Yeah, I'm doing very well. Very well. How about yourself? Awesome. Whereabouts you calling from? Cool. Okay, yeah, not too far from myself. Then I'm based in Manchester, so I'm assuming we'll have kind of similar grey skies at the moment. Yeah, yeah. Okay, fantastic. Well, no, I appreciate you jumping on nonetheless. I know that you got an email from my colleague, and they put you on a call with me. 100%, yeah, yeah, we can dive straight in. So, just to give you some context, my name's Callum. I run Chat Cypher. I'm the kind of brains behind the whole operation. The way I normally love to run these calls is to just start off by kind of understanding your business in as much detail as I possibly can. Reason being is because I'm not going to try and sell you something that I don't actually think I can deliver on, and I don't actually think can help you produce a result. And so I want to make sure that this product is actually perfectly suited for you. And the only way I can do that is by, asking some questions, getting a better idea of kind of where you're at, what you're doing, where you need to get to, and the whole shebang. Yeah, spot on. So kind of like run me through your offer, how it works. I've taken a look at your website and stuff so I can see the kind of face front of it, but give me a bit of an insight to the behind the scenes. And where are you kind of looking to get to? What's the kind of North Star within, I guess the next 3-6 months? Yeah, no, incredibly helpful. And I get what you mean about the kind of whole situation. I think that when it comes to like running your offer, you are a one-man band, right? You wear all the hats, every single hat that exists. So yeah, no, exactly. You'll get around it eventually, but it is a bottleneck, like starting off at least. Awesome. So let me kind of like run you through Chat Cypher, how it works, what we actually do, and how I believe we can help you. Based on what you've said, I feel like you're in a perfect position where we can actually help you excel this. Right then, call has been completed. It's good, very good call. The guy actually doesn't live too far away from me, so there was a bit of like a good rapport building there, which is awesome. Really good. The only problem with these kind of calls is rarely, apparently, I can get a one call close. It might just be because my sales is rusty, or it might just be because of the kind of nature of what I'm trying to sell. And it's not really a case where people just chuck money at you. It's quite expensive as well. So, it makes sense for this. Normally going to be a 2 call close or something where they have to go back to their team and think about it, this whole shebang. But he seemed really happy. Like he was like 99% of the way there. So I'm fingers crossing this should be a sale. I'm not jumping up in the air and pumping my arms yet because I've had it before where I'm like, oh my God, it's like easy sale, and then you get all excited and then you find out and they message you and they say, oh man, just had to think about it and this isn't going to work. But this guy seems positive. So that's the call down for the day. Fingers crossed that all goes through. And then we'll be 3/4 of the way there. Oh, I can actually eat my pot now. I feel like it's like ruined it. It's been marinating in yogurt. Oh well. Right, so I'm just doing some pause the Minecraft music. By the way, if you're working like deep work flow state, Minecraft music every single time. I've got a playlist I just put on repeat, and it's just like zone in, nothing else matters. At the moment, I'm just working on a new lead magnet. I'm kind of like cooking up more of like a cheat sheet kind of thing, different things that you can do, and the different ways that you can kind of automate the process. The chatbot will do the same thing, right? So the chatbot helps automate questions and it helps automate lead generation, turning traffic into leads, blah, blah, blah. And I'm writing kind of like a cheat sheet of how you can do that, how you can turn your traffic into leads through like website optimization and stuff like that. And also kind of answer questions on autopilot, not so much about like using a chatbot, but different methods and techniques, because my kind of thought process is, if someone is interested in this lead magnet of understanding how to turn traffic into leads, chances are they're going to be open to the idea of a chatbot that literally does it on autopilot. It's my thought process anyway. So yeah, that's what we're working on at the moment in essence. Let's do it. Right guys, I'm just sat here kind of grinding away with my Minecraft music playing in the background, and I got an email through, right? So it's just going to give it away. I'll blur the bottom bit. Can you see that? You can't see it. What it says is, hey Callum, I've had a chat with my mate about it and I'm buzzing to go ahead with it. No need to jump on another call to discuss it. Please send across the payment info and the next steps from here. Cheers. So that means the call that I had about 5 hours ago now closed. Well, not technically closed yet. I need to make sure I get payment, but obviously that's a pretty good sign. It's currently 10 to 7 as well in the evening. I would not expect to get a close this late, but I'm going to send across the payment info now. And he literally sent this email 2 minutes ago. Send across the payment info now. When that comes through, let you guys know. But this could be our 3rd close, which is so fucking sick. I'm so like So happy. But hey ho, I thought I was going to get no one call closes on this whole challenge. I hadn't got one so far, but this technically will be a one call close because of the fact that I'm not calling them again. God, this is so sick, so sick. I'll screenshot it as well. Let me reply. All I'm going to do with the reply is just, I'm going to send across some next steps for onboarding. I'll list him a few next steps. I've also got an onboarding link that I'm going to send him, which kind of just allows him to fill out a bunch of data that he can give to me. I'll send him across the Stripe link as well. My payment comes through. Bob's your uncle. We're good for it. At the moment as well, I've increased my prices slightly. So what I'm doing is I'm charging $2,500. Before I was charging £2,000. I was actually charging £2,000 to people that were in the UK as well. So now I'm charging this guy $2,500. Now he's based in the UK as well, but I've put it in dollars going forward because I think it's just a bit easier, a bit more kind of universal. But yeah, I'll send that across. If he pays that tonight, Jesus, that would be so sick. And then we would have been 3/4 of the way through within 53 days, I'm pretty sure. Insane. Right. New dawn, new day. It's actually the day after the last clip, and we officially got the wire through. So that is us technically 3 out of 4 clients that we need to close, which is pretty fucking insane. So I'm just gonna go and make a coffee, start the day. I'm really trying to speed run this kind of like last straight because I'm happy with everything. Like everything is in place, everything is good, everything is working. I've chucked out a bunch of my lead magnets yesterday, so I finished my lead magnet, chucked that out to a bunch of people, and I'll be using that in my outreach. I've changed up my outreach script, so that's what I'm offering, the lead magnet, which means the turnaround is going to be very, very quick, right? So it's a case of like, do you want a lead magnet? Yes, cool, you can have it, and then it should take them like a matter of half an hour to realize the actual potential of it, of what I can do for them. And then that should be kind of like a no-brainer. So plan is make a coffee. And I bought this coffee machine because I wanted to like get into making coffee. But listen, let me tell you, this is the most time-consuming thing in the world. It's an investment that has like decreased my return on time massively. And I've already run out of coffee beans. So if you're a busy entrepreneur, word to the wise, don't get a barista machine fucking thing. Order coffee, or just get instant coffee. Like, it's not worth your time, I promise you that. All right, let's crack on with our shift. Oh, also guys, I kind of like bailed on the coffee because I couldn't be arsed. So we've got a new tonic energy drink. Right, the sun has risen and it's starting to set again. It's currently 10 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. People kind of like romanticize entrepreneurship, right? I don't know what that was. People romanticize entrepreneurship, but realistically it's just staring at a screen for a long period of time and then like eating the fruits of your labor when you get the chance to. But I've been doing a lot of work on it today. A lot of outreach, a lot of kind of like, improving the outreach, tweaking the outreach with the new lead magnet and stuff, which is fantastic. And the lead magnet is essentially just a cheat sheet, kind of going over how you can increase your conversion rate and how to like systemize yourself away from actually turning traffic into leads, all that kind of stuff. Because if people show interest in that, chances are they'll be interested in something that does that automatically. So it's working, I believe, because I'm getting some responses on my emails, which is awesome. So I haven't got any calls booked in yet, which is a bit annoying, but you know, it happens. I'm just worried because I'm kind of coming up on the 2 months now, 55 days in. So I'm hoping I get a sales call booked in quick and then we can finish it. But hey ho, we shall see. Right, we have some good news, some very, very quick news. I've just been going through some old outreach and just like doing some old follow-ups, and I emailed someone literally when I started my outreach, emailed them, and I just followed up literally about 15 minutes ago, and I was doing manual follow-ups just because I already had a sequence set up on Instantly, so I thought I'd send some manual emails, and I had to write them out manually, but I basically just attach who I want to and then send them out manually, and I sent out an email, and they got back to me straight away, which is sick, and they've booked in a call for tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'll show you guys. As you can see here, for 2 p.m. tomorrow, so I'm just gonna have to, this could be the final one, and I mean, I shouldn't even be, like, that hyped yet because my closing rate is at like 31% or something, or 30%. So, this could be, I've got a 30% chance of closing them, but if all goes to plan, would be insane because it could be the finishing. So that 2 p.m. tomorrow, I'm going to sharpen up my sales skills and then I'll let you guys know as soon as I'll get the call recorded as well. But it's a pretty big person as well. Like it's a pretty big person. It was a pretty big coaching program. So this could be very, very cool. Nice. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Right. Good morning. It's now the day of our next sales call. Literally just woke up, down that, and we're kind of off to the races. I'm just about to head off to MMA. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to come back and I've got to prep for the call because I've got the call pretty much as soon as I get back from MMA, which is exciting stuff. And I've got a good feeling about this call just because of the way that the guy was kind of like communicating with me and how he was just like in it. So who knows, maybe not, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll let you know how it goes. I'll record as much as I possibly can. I feel the end is near, you know. I feel like the end is it's coming, and that's a good thing because it means that obviously it's going to be finished. But I don't know, I'm just nervous. I feel like there's a really big ticking time bomb now, kind of like counting down behind me, because last time I did the challenge, I did it in 37 days where I completed it, and I got incredibly lucky last time, like don't get me wrong. I got incredibly lucky. Everything kind of fell into place. It was seamless, all this kind of stuff. This time it has not been the case. This time it's been rocky, it's been all over the place. But I feel like if I go above 2 months with the challenge, obviously I know that, you know, the stuff I'm putting in place, once you can make your first 10K, you just rinse and repeat, and you can make that very, very quickly. And that's the whole idea here. Although I'm not making 10K in a single month, and it's obviously over the space of a few months, once you have the formula and you're making $10,000, you just rinse and repeat that, and you can very quickly get to 10K, 15K, 20K a month, which is exciting stuff. That's what I would do, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do after this challenge yet, but if it's anything, if I kind of follow suit, I might pass the business off to someone else and kind of take an advisory role. I'm not sure yet. I have a lot of people within the inner circle that I run that do AI chatbots, so the idea may be to pass it off to one of them and be like, I want you to run this business, and I'll be like an advisor, and I'll be like, not the face of it, but I'll be good social proof, right? Because I can actually show my face at that point, which is exciting. I'm currently late, so I've literally got to shoot off. We can do it. I believe in myself. I'll let you guys know. Right guys, I hope you can hear me, because I actually just bought a treadmill for under my desk, so I'm going to try and do like 2 hours a day on that, but also it's incredibly loud, so I hope you can hear me. Anyway, just prepping for the call now. Just got back from MMA, built this treadmill up, I'm on it, fucking walking and shit. Anyway, we have the call in literally 7 minutes time, so gonna run that, let you guys know how it goes. Could have a payment by the end of it, could not. I'll be quite upset if we don't, but then again, I can't predict the future, so. Right, I've just finished the call. Didn't go well, to be honest, bit annoying. I like trying to pin a reason on it. There wasn't a specific reason. I think one of the main things is that when you're jumping on sales calls with people, people just think you just need a framework to like follow and a script to follow, and that's true in some cases, but a lot of it as well is like understanding how to deal with people and different like personality types. I read a really good book actually a while ago that a friend got me for Christmas called Surrounded by Idiots. And the book basically talks about the different personality types and kind of like, you know, the leader type, the, you know, kind of like daydreamer type, all this kind of stuff, right? And the reason I'm bringing that up is because when you get on sales calls, a lot of it is about how you reciprocate the energy from the person you're talking to. If they're like a leader type, kind of like bit of an arsehole, let's say, you've got to change the way in which you talk to them, and you've got to change up your energy and switch up your energy. If they're very like yippee dippy dude all day, you've got to kind of reflect that and like mirror that, and, you know, be high energy too. If they're very kind of like serious or quite quiet or analytical, you've got to mirror that, because again, it helps people feel comfortable talking to you because you are that kind of personality type. Now, the person I just jumped on a call with was, I guess, like the arsehole personality type, which is a shame. You know, like we jumped on the call, I didn't even really get to introduce myself, and they were just like, what have you got? And I'm like, oh, fucking hell, okay, this is how it's going to go. And like, I'm not even being funny, but like, even if I were to close those people, do I want to work with them if they're going to be a bit of a dickhead? I don't know, probably not. So I didn't close them. It didn't end on like a bad note necessarily, but you know, the call didn't even last that long because the guy was just kind of like, what have you got? Didn't allow me to kind of like take him through the paces and really understand if I can actually help them with the business, and actually if a chatbot does fit what they have. It was more just a case of, give me your pricing, give me your offer, tell me what it is. And I'm like, well, the best I could do was kind of like reword it and be like, listen, I can just chuck an offer at you, sure, but that's just like showing me showing you my medicine cabinet of all my medicines. You know, you don't know which one's for you because I don't know what you need help with. I can't prescribe a good medicine to you. And he was like, don't really care, mate. Just like, show me what you got. Whatever. That happens. So, yeah, it's fucking annoying. Whatever. Wait. Just as I'm licking my wounds from earlier, I just got an email through that I just want to confirm, saying, okay, someone else has booked in a call. Oh fuck, it's in an hour. Okay, alright, okay, we've got a call booked in an hour, but I don't know their information. They didn't fill anything out properly on the Calendly. Alright, I've got their email. I haven't even had a conversation with this person. I don't even know how they've, Okay. So as far as I'm aware, in the follow-up emails that I sent out, I put my Calendly link in my signature, which I wouldn't normally do, but because I'm desperate as fuck and I just need to get calls booked in, I thought I'd just chuck it in. And someone, without even replying to my email at all, I don't know anything about them, obviously I'll research them in more detail, has just booked in straight in a call, hasn't replied to an email or anything. So that's in an hour. Currently 3:30, that's at 4:30. Okay, right, I've got to do some research then, because I did not expect anyone to book in, at least for today. And luckily I actually have no calls in an hour for like my actual business, right? Right, I gotta do some prep. Mark, how's it going, man? Yeah, well, good. How about yourself? No, we work quickly around here, so hey, as long as the calendar's open, you're more than free to book in. And I'm glad you did. You know, people tend to book in like weeks in advance when they're somewhat interested, so I'd much rather have the conversation, see if, you know, it works, you're a fit, and then make next decisions from there as per to, like, you know, ponder on about it for, you know, days and weeks. Yeah, 100%. Awesome, man. So let's jump into it. I mean, essentially the way this call's going to go is I would love to start off by just asking you some questions, getting kind of like an idea of what your business looks like from the kind of inside, mainly just to understand, to see if what we do would actually be a good fit for you, because, you know, I don't want to try and push you and sell you on something that doesn't actually make sense. And then, you know, if it all works, if it all makes sense, feel free to kind of bombard me with any questions you have. We'll talk more about the process in detail, and then we can kind of talk about next steps from there, depending on, you know, what we discuss. Awesome. Okay, so next steps from here, just to give you kind of like an idea of how it works, is I'll send across some payment information. I'll also send you across some more details in terms of contract, what that looks like, some next steps, some onboarding steps, because we need a lot of data from you, just to make sure that obviously we can build the chatbot to, the best of our abilities. And then we get cracking from there. I'll send you over some next steps of what it actually looks like, at least for the next couple of weeks whilst we set everything up. It shouldn't take too long, to be honest. I mean, you've got a lot of data out there, a lot of information that we can kind of like take in and consume, and I'll make it as efficient as possible for you, so that, you know, it doesn't take up too much of your time. Perfect. Cool. Okay. Yeah. I'll get that sent over straight away. Have a look at the onboarding process. Let me know if you've got any questions around it. Get that payment sorted, then we can kind of officially mark the start date, and then we go from there. Amazing. Cool. I'll send it over. I'll also shoot over my WhatsApp number so you have that. Ask me any questions from there, and we'll catch up as soon as possible. Perfect. Cool. See you later. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Oh my fucking god. Right. This could be it. That was such a good call. Such an incredibly good call. I mean, props to my sales, but also it worked. Okay, so next steps from this guy is he wants to have a look over the onboarding form, just to kind of get a timeline idea. My hair's so mental. And he's going to get sent the payment sent across straight as soon as possible. He wants to do it from his Amex, apparently. And he's going to need to contact his Amex because it said that his limit wouldn't allow him. But he says he's going to contact them to basically say, I want to make this payment, and they'll let him go through. This could be 56 days in. Is this the finish line? Oh, I don't know. Now I feel sick. Oh. Guys. I don't know if you can see that. But that right there says £7,962. God. It's currently 5:10, and we have officially got our last payment in. Let me just triple check just to confirm. What is £7,962 into dollars? You can see that there. $10,245 at the current conversion rate. We did it. Mark the date, ladies and gents. As of the 26th of February, we have officially crossed $10,000 cash collected with a brand new business that I started up 56 days ago. I'm fucking blown away. I'm blown away. Do you see that number right there? Do you see that? Just keep refreshing it. It doesn't disappear. So, ladies and gents, that is officially it. 56 days ago, I set myself on a challenge to speed run from nothing to $10,000 as quickly as I could with a skill that you guys chose for me, a random high income skill, and also one that I had absolutely zero experience in, because otherwise it's not really a challenge. 56 days later, through ups and downs, through setbacks, through pivots that had to be made, I've officially turned that singular high income skill into a business that generated me $10,000 using no business model, no gimmicks, no weird fucking fluky tricks or hacks, a framework, a structure that every business uses. And I think if I were to say one thing to you guys, it would be that it's possible. And I know that me doing this, I have experience. Yes, I do. I most definitely do. Not only have I done this speed run before, but also I've built my own business using this framework. So I'm 5 steps ahead when it comes to the troubleshooting and the problems and getting around them and knowing what to do when I come into certain obstacles and all that kind of stuff. Yes, I have that experience. But I don't want you to use that as a reason why you can't do exactly the same. There is nothing special about me. I'm slap bang average. Like, quite literally slap bang average. I think I just came to the understanding that it's not as difficult as you think it is. With the right framework, the right structure, the right steps that you take, it is most definitely possible. And I think just to summarize kind of like the whole journey, is that building a business is a lot of upfront work, especially a service-based business similar to what I was doing. A lot of upfront work, setting everything up, building the foundations, because if your foundations of your business aren't strong, then your business will crumble. It's like building a house in sand. It's not going to work. Eventually, when the sea comes in, it will wash away your foundations, and that's not ideal. So as long as you build out the foundations strong enough, the rest of the process is just a case of, inputs and outputs. It's just doing the outreach, it's showing up every day, it's tweaking the process, it's changing the scripts. That is all you have to do. And I did it very, very handicapped as well. Like, I would have been growing my own personal brand whilst doing this. I would have been using social media massively to do this. I would have been using LinkedIn as well to do this, but I couldn't. I was handicapped to almost a mask over my face and my name. And I still managed to do it. So I want you to watch this and understand that you don't need a business model, no gimmick, no crazy trick. You need a high income skill, which you can learn, by the way. Like, you can learn any skill that you want to learn as long as you give it enough time. I got proficient enough at AI chatbots to start selling them within 3 weeks. That's all it took me, because I spent those 3 weeks heavily learning and diving into it. 3 weeks, I was able to get into the position where I could sell it. And then you just start to take the action that you need to take. Do the inputs, and the outputs will take care of themselves. And I don't want to just call to action you guys on a course or a program, but I do have to give credit to where credit's due. The entire framework, the entire structure that I use throughout this entire process is the skill to profit framework, the framework that helps you take a skill and turn it into a business. And I followed the exact same framework that's inside my program, inside my coaching. Even back when I was doing outreach, I consulted my outreach coach on how to do outreach because I'd forgotten how to do outreach. So everything that I'd done to get to this point has been through the same structure that I teach. This whole challenge was meant to be done in a way so that I can show you guys that it's possible. You don't need a personal brand, you don't need a well-known face or anything. You need a skill and a structure. So if you're in that position where you want to make money online, you want to start up your own thing, be in control of your own time, all the freedom, yada, 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 I promise you this is the best thing that you could possibly do. I'm not saying other business models don't work, because they do, but just know what the bed that you're getting into is always very easier when you're in control of the variables, and those variables being the skill, what you're actually selling. So on that note, I will say that if you want to learn exactly how I just did, what I did, step by step, check the link out in the description. It will give you everything you need, tell you all the information you need of where to go and what to do. And I'm going to go have a sleep, because I feel like I deserve it. And I will not be doing this speedrun again, because that was hell. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for being here. Fucking skill to profit, baby. Amen.